everybody.
Welcome to the live stream.
Yes.
All of you here, if you haven't already, please thumbs up the
The
video.
stream.
Make sure you like, share, comment, do all the things. Yes, sir. No, sir. And also, Emily's information is below, as is mine in the description. Make sure
Yay.
you're subscribed to her channel. If you are in this live stream, you better be subscribed to both of us. All of you fighting.
They'll be fighting words, let's just say. And if you're interested, we both do have a Patreon, and we're on all the other platforms, so you can find us everywhere.
All righty. Oh my gosh, my mouth is on fire. I just finished eating spicy ramen, y'all. I'm sorry. Like my whole mouth is like hot
On
pocket.
fire.
I have the roast list in hand. No.
I see the chat is already like popping. People we're just like hanging out and waiting for us. So hello everybody.
I know.
I see Eden and Olivia. I think is it Thorn, Dissonant Seventh. I found you on Instagram. Hi girl. Or hey person. I'm sorry. I'm just like already bourbon is kicking in. Hey Chris and Kimberly and
I'm having whiskey
Peggy.
for work.
You are. Same. Well, whiskey, yeah, not bourbon. Whiskey.
I'm having like Jameson.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
Christine, I'm sorry you slept like shit. I know that feeling. You're welcome as long as you can make it.
Yeah, we're not gonna get angry with you.
No.
Hey Tracy. Does everybody have their drinks and their snacks?
Definitely.
Technically, my snack is still next to me, and I'm gonna have to mute the mic when I decide to slurp more of this ramen, like the animal I am. Like, hi, Peppy. Oh Lord, I don't know what my son is doing, but it's no good. I'm just trying to make sure we say hello to everybody.
No.
Everybody on the hi, how are you? So glad that you came. Hot ramen. Oh my God. It's 4 a.m.
You are a trooper. I don't know how you do that. Also, hey, I see Jen Gerard in the chat. Hello, welcome. Welcome, Alex the Alchemist. Super excited after last night. Well, last night, I don't know. I don't know if we can even match last night's energy.
Me, I don't either. Like, good God. Jen, Bo is running around trying to get my attention, even though he's had it all day. All day. He hasn't had a moment where, like, I'm paying attention to him. Turn this way. I'm good. Is he messing up? You know what? I don't need shoes. It's fine. I don't need shoes. I can be barefoot. Everything's okay.
Oh, Feffy, you're talking about my life. I need to have dinner, but I don't know what to eat. Yeah, that's quarantine life.
I know. It's getting harder because, like, the thing is, I think I used to cook more when I wasn't quarantined because, like, when I was at work, I would order lunch and then I'd come home and, like, be like, oh, I want to make this. And now I'm like, I don't want to make a damn thing. Hi, Bethany.
Yeah, I feel like I've been up and down with cooking. Oh, Yogi.
How have you been? I saw on Twitter you were talking about him and that he wasn't feeling well. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. No, I was just saying with quarantine, I feel like my cooking has been up and down. Like there'll be times where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do all the things. And then I'm like literally living on pack ramen and boxed Andy's mac and cheese and things in the freezer section. So just balance. Do you need to take a break and deal? Are you good?
I just need to get him his ball and he'll be fine. Like he just wild. It's like any child that you're not paying attention to. They just lose their shit. He'll calm down in about 5 minutes. He'll go sit on the couch and look at me like I am the devil, and then he'll go to sleep. Like that's what's gonna happen. Or he's gonna come up here and sniff everything. Don't take this. This is mommy's.
And hey, Kara C, welcome.
Hey, Kara. Why is it all? What are you doing? No, sir.
I'm having class.
No, don't. You can't eat napkins, son. No, give it to me. Sorry, y'all. Give me just a second to get him.
I still remember on one of your Saturday live chats where he literally ate your homework with paper. So it's probably good to get him distracted. Oh, Feffy, that's rough. She was saying, I've been voluntarily self-isolating all these months, but now starting tomorrow, my whole city is going to be quarantined by government orders. That's rough.
God. You ready? Not you, I'm sorry. You ready?
No, I'm just laughing at you.
You want it? You want it? Here you go. Okay, good gravy. He went in hard in the paint for that one. Okay. Sorry, I think I broke up a little bit, but now I'm back. All right. Oh, then I don't feel as bad. Tracy said her dog has been stress eating paper towels. He always eats paper towel, like paper towels. He always eats paper towels. Like I get mad if my mom forgets. I'm like, Mom, you can't leave napkins.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the grocery store, like that's mostly stopped here because they're like not allowing people to buy a certain amount of stuff and all of that. But oof. So,
okay.
We're going to get started here. I know I look like hot garbage for some reason on my feed.
Yeah, I was noticing you're very blurry, but I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I wonder if it's, hold on a second. Let me try doing this. Let's see if that fixes it. Because sometimes if I move around a lot, it takes a second for it to catch back up, but I'm trying to see if I can fix it. If I can't, I'll go back out and come back in. There I am.
I was going to say, on the StreamYard screen, there's the section at the bottom where it says mute, blah, blah, blah. If you can go into cam/mic, you might be able to adjust your resolution.
I'm at standard. Should I do low? I'm like, I'll just be low resolution.
Welcome to the chat, T. You've caught us in technical difficulties. I like how she says he looks like your camera is a T-Mobile sidekick. Yeah, that's about right.
Right, and now there's a whole lot of my face in this hoe bag. I am not a fan. But I guess we'll just deal with the fact that I'm hideous and we'll get started because I don't care if I look good. You know what? You're right. YouTube did have a straight up, it did have a stroke. Hey, T, how are you?
Yeah, YouTube has been extra special lately, and I know today there was some things going on, so.
Yeah, because mine's still jacked up, so that might be the issue. I'm sorry that I look like hot garbage, and I'm sorry you get to see my big face this close to you.
You look great. You look great.
But so Emily and I Marco Polo regularly, and when we are regularly Marco Poloing, we tend to find that we have things in common. And one of the things we discovered was that there's YouTubers that we both don't love. And so we thought it would be great if we just had a whole ass conversation about how we don't love them.
And now you're popped out again by your camera. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I'm trying to fix it.
And I wanted to highlight what Tracy said. Nappy Headed Jojoba's video yesterday about parasocial relationships. Yes, it felt very relevant to the conversation we were going to have today. And and I just felt like, I think if I'm going to jump ahead of the to give a thesis. Also, this is Veronica. Hi, Veronica. We've been home together all day, and now is when she decides she wants to be in my lap, but that's going to be a little tricky with my computer. But I think I'm going to give the spoiler of like, I think a lot of what we figured out why we feel the way we feel about a lot of bigger YouTubers is because we're both older and we also are both more emotionally mature than I think a lot of, especially younger viewers. So I think all those perspectives go into why we're like, that person is problematic. I don't like that person. I don't get along with that person. So that's kind of, I'm putting it out there first to say that if you're like, if for some reason you're new here and you're not sure why we have the feelings we do, one, it doesn't matter. We have them. Deal with it. And two,
Correct.
That's a little bit why.
Yeah.
And sorry, I keep moving my laptop because I'm trying to find a comfy spot, but I'm going to stop doing that now. And also, stinky eggs, you probably do. It's just from Target. It's not super special. Yes, Veronica, my cat. I like that Veronica and Ray Ray have similar behaviors. We're just like, oh, you're on camera now? I want to be in the screen.
It's me. Oh, you're going to make me punch
So
myself in the face.
we kind of picked people that we both don't really like or hate. And I think we might have a few that we like singularly have strong feelings about. Do you have any thoughts on where we should start?
I'm just going to go ahead and say Tati. Let's start with Tati. Why not? Come out
Perfect.
the gate hard. So I've actually been talking about this last week to do it for our 5 for 5 this week. And one of the ones we definitely agreed upon was Tati. Now, there's a conflagration, is that the word, or a confluence of events? It's both things, I guess, that have taken place that really just like gave me the reality of I don't trust Tati. I don't like Tati. I'm going to deal with Tati. All of the stuff that she's done. And then Abby just did a video recently just pointing out like the absolute tone deafness that Tati displayed by doing an Amazon haul while Amazon workers are going on strike. It's just like, yo, where are you? Like, why are you paying attention to what's happening? It's just the weirdest deal. Like, I don't understand what she's doing. And it's very confusing.
That annoyed me especially because she's from Seattle and living in Seattle, and Seattle's like the base of Amazon. I think for me with Tati, it's a mix of different things, and I think that there's a level of entitled that I felt for a really long time, and maybe it's just because you see her house and her background and, you know, kind of just, I don't know, the whole thing with the vitamins and the brands she was reviewing. It became very clear to me a few years back that like this whole like drugstore madness, whatever, coupon clipping Tati, that I don't know if that's how she got her start or got her popularity. That just felt so very different from where she was even a couple of years back, but she was still trying to hold on to that. And I think that dissonance is what also bothers me so often, because she'll do these drugstore videos and she'll be giving recommendations for things she loves. And sometimes it's like, as I saw I saw on Twitter, this said in a very exaggerated manner, but it's like, oh, this foundation is amazing. It's so good. Where she's put down a $200 primer and she's setting it with a $300 powder. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know how a $10 foundation is actually behaving on your skin when you probably have $1,000 of skincare on your face and everything else you're wearing is very, very luxe?
Exactly. Like it's weird because she does that a lot, and it's just like she's like, oh, let me just put this like ridiculous fucking on my face. That is a really, really expensive primer that you have on your face, and then you're trying to like tell me that this CoverGirl foundation is awesome. I can't believe you. Like, really?
Yes.
Daisy said here, she got so involved in drama that like that whole Bye Sister video did like it gained a lot of traction, but the after effects are, I think she's still feeling them. She is still feeling the after effects of that, because like we always talk about this too. And I said this on T's video too, I don't care if you're rich and you have a lot of money. Buy what you want. Don't cater to me down here to make me feel better. Like, bitch, I know you got a lot of money. It's fine. Just get all your expensive shit and leave my broke ass alone. Yeah. It's fine. Don't wear, like, I don't care. Like, break my life that you're not reviewing drugstore anything. It doesn't matter to me. Like,
it's not a channel I would go to for drugstore recommendations. Even if it was a channel I would have gone to 5 years ago or 3 years ago. It's like I evolve both as a viewer of YouTube and now as a creator. Like, I evolve as a person. She has evolved as a person. But I feel like she's not embracing how she's evolved. She's trying to kind of have two faces, play both sides. And I'm like, no, you evolved to this person.
Sorry. I apologize, everybody.
And if you want to be that person, embrace it. Like, wipe your ass with Versace toilet paper, have your Morse code, whatever, because of course, you know, T has the best references in her videos. But live that life. Oh, don't worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah, it's just made poor friends. And honestly, like, when you look at the whole James Charles situation that she had, where he didn't promote her vitamins or whatever the fuck. Here's the thing. Personally, I don't try to mix business and pleasure, right? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Because I think about it this way. If Emily has let's say she ends up having a collaboration with Kaleidos. Great, right? And I will review it and all of that stuff. However, I wouldn't give her money towards whatever it is. Doing business, we're not gonna fuck with it. You know, like, I just don't.
I'm not gonna care as a comment. I'm sorry.
No. Shut up. No.
Okay.
No. I think I might try to come out and come back in, because it looks like hot ass garbage.
Yeah, try to leave and then come back, and maybe it'll if you leave, will it end the stream?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's try, I guess. I don't know what else.
I have to hit end broadcast for it to.
True. Okay, so try leaving and coming back. And I'm going to comment on her filters, because, yes, I don't know, because I don't watch Tati anymore. I guess she's still up to her filter BS, but I know that she got a lot of crap or I think she was getting crap for her use of filters, and it sounds like she still does use it. And what amazes me more than anything, you look better. You look better.
Yay, thank you.
But I just think I think with Tati, with her filters, so many people actually don't realize she's using them, and she's advertising vitamins. You were advertising better skincare with your vitamins, but you were advertising that with a filter. So you're just straight fucking lying to me, or lying to millions of people who are too naive or too brainwashed by the camp of Tati to even question the fact that her skin might be the way it is because of her skincare or her filters, and not because of her vitamins. That's where it's it went into too far for me.
Yeah, because it's just, I don't know, it's false advertising, like you said. It just doesn't make sense. You all know I do all this crazy shit with a foundation test. I take pictures outside. I take them in natural light. I take them in this light. I want people to be able to see the texture on my skin, because all of this lighting blows everything out, right? So there's an image where it looks like I have completely clear, blemish-free, bump-free skin, but that's not reality. So I know it's just being a dick. That was like the key. I don't know what's going on with my side of it, but I can't get it to just behave. I think there may be some bad weather rolling in, and also whatever's going on with YouTube is hot garbage. So we're just gonna pretend that I'm just gonna put a bag over my head and we're gonna move on. No, but and then yeah. So
even all pixelized, Audra still looks like, oh, beautiful.
It's just, I just don't think that that's a good look to me personally. And it's like whenever she gets called out for it, she just doesn't do anything. Like Britt spent a large amount of time, Britt Clark, trying to like get Tati to like explain that she's using her filters and all of this shit, and she still sat there like, you guys.
Wait, Feffy, she doesn't do sponsorships? Is that her thing? That's literally how little I watch her, because we talked about
a long time.
We talked about this in one of the other lives about how once you start to understand what sponsored vocabulary sounds like, you will start to recognize undisclosed sponsorships across the fucking beauty community, especially the larger creators. And thanks to Amanda Beebe and as told by Kenya for informing me about that and opening my eyes to it, along with T in the chat. Thank you. But it's like what Dissonant 7 said about filters. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know the undisclosed sponsorship kind of vocabulary, you will hear it everywhere. You will understand when it's there everywhere.
You do, because it follows like a script. It's almost like, hey guys, I've been using X product. And then you start talking about X product does blah, 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 benefits, dot, dot, dot. I like it because dot, dot, dot. You guys should try this. Like every single time. It's just,
it launches on dot, dot, dot day. The link is in the description box. Like, who's doing a direct link that's not like a magically link unless it's a sponsorship?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay like absolutely still because I'm hoping that like somehow that'll make the image not be hot garbage, but there's not a lot I can do. Because my YouTube was still fucked up when I was trying to get in, so I apologize.
Also, I mean, I think, and then there's all the PR and the like PR unboxings, which I think are just another level of like disconnect and flaunting. It's for her, it's flaunting wealth, in my opinion, because that's where she's at in the world. For other YouTubers that are doing it, sometimes it's not flaunting straight wealth, but it's just flaunting in a way that's so unrelatable. And I don't think every person that creates videos or anything needs to be relatable, but I think that you need to have something else that brings me in, that makes me want to watch you. And Tati, MLM queen, like that's the vibe I get from her. There's nothing else. There's nothing that draws me in.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like, I think what drew me to Tati, if I'm being perfectly honest, like, was that we have the same little bird shoulders. Like, that's it. Little bird like me, and I told that there was somebody else on YouTube with like baby bird shoulders. I was like, yay! But aside from that, it's just not really like, it's not a good look. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to fuck with this thing, y'all. Leave me alone. We're trying to like fix this. I'm problem solving as I'm trying to like have a whole conversation. But yes, Kara brought it up too. Like, I do not love her PR unboxings. They're so, it's just, I don't understand it. Like, this is anybody who does them. It's very out of touch, no matter what size YouTuber you are. It's just something very out of touch when you're sitting there surrounded by free shit and being like, hey guys, this is what I got. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Like,
also, yes, Tati, let's see, T just said this. Tati is one of those people who thinks not taking sponsorships automatically means honest. They are not mutually inclusive. You said it better than I could. Thank you.
Not, and that's the thing, because like, one of the things that you brought up in your video, T, was that people, have a lot of belief in smaller YouTubers, but they don't realize that some of them are making, like you said, they're making bank. And realize not taking a sponsorship or using sponsorships doesn't necessarily mean that that person is honest. Again, somebody can take a sponsorship from a company they don't fuck with ever and would never try. So that's still them doing something that you as a viewer would be like, I don't like it. I want you to do this. Like, we can't keep, putting people on a pedestal. So the reality is you just kind of have to like get to a point where you realize that don't stand someone to the point where you're blind to all their bullshit. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. And also with her, the whole James Charles thing, I have a hard time remembering because I did watch her video on it, like if there was proof of the bigger allegations, because that also really frustrated me because I was like, you're saying some things, you're putting some serious shit out into the world, and I felt like there was no proof besides her word. And yes. I'm sorry, that doesn't mean anything. But I will also say he's still somebody I will happily talk about in this video. I also don't like James Charles myself. I don't like what he represents in the community. I don't like what he is doing with his platform and with his TV show. Yes. But I can also still see what Tati did as really fucked up, because that doesn't make one person isn't better than the other, like in this situation. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, because I mean, moving on over to like James Charles as our second candidate for problematic YouTubers. My gosh, one of my number one problems with James Charles is actually like the same thing I've had with other people, is the way that he refuses to say sorry and just take responsibility for some shit. Like, he refuses to do it every single time. Anytime something happens, instead of him just going, I apologize, I didn't realize that this was going to cause any issue or hurt anyone, he just claps back and is like, well, everyone's doing it. If I was so-and-so, nobody would say anything to them. And he just keeps going, and he just doubles down on being an asshole. And I don't understand why you couldn't just tell people, like, I'm sorry, like that whole thing that went down with the bruise, what was that? The mugshot photos?
Yeah.
That whole hot garbage. Like, and all he had to do was say, I'm sorry. That's it. Like, I didn't mean to trigger anybody. I apologize. I should have done XYZ. I'll think about in the future when I do these kinds of challenges. That's all he had to do. And people were like, okay, because the people who were saying something were his fans, and they were like, I love you, but could you not? And like, he still was an asshole.
Also, I like that everyone in the chat I just want to say I like that everyone in the chat was talking shit about Tati's palette. It was just ColourPop. That's all. I didn't try it, but I didn't have any interest in it. 5 for 5 was originally, and still kind of, it's just like we were picking out 5 products each to talk about, but we decided to pick out 5 topics or people or whatever we want to do to talk about.
We wanted to do 5, but we didn't want to like keep everybody here for 3 hours being like, and I don't like that. No.
Although the more we talked, we realized we probably had 10 people in total between the two of us. But yeah, I think with Jimmy Chuck or James Charles, okay, so if you don't actually feel apologetic about something you've done, I myself would rather not hear you say anything. Mm-hmm. I would rather you not respond, pretend like it didn't happen, and keep it moving. Because while it still shows a level of entitlement that I don't want to partake in, at least it's not that self-aggrandizing, oh, I didn't know, I didn't understand, everyone's doing it. You're not sorry, so don't just like blow smoke out into the world just trying to fill the space in a fake sorry. I'm also really unhappy like with this. So I haven't been watching his influencer show, but I've been watching recaps of it. It's not the same, but that's all I'm going to do. So to me, this influencer show, what he's building is like the example of what is so toxic with the beauty community, and what I personally feel like so many small to mid-sized creators are trying to not be. And that is, we're trying to be real, honest people talking about shit we're just excited about. I don't want to see you, James Charles, teaching people how to fucking make an apology video that's also not a real apology and is fake as all get out. And I also don't really want to see you using, like, I think it was the second episode, the focus was, or the first episode, the focus with they had a new product was to make videos describing the new product, not like how you enjoyed it, why, but like how to sell it. And I'm sorry, the reason why I buy shit, because I buy a lot of makeup because of YouTube. It's because of smaller YouTubers, but it's because of YouTube. It's because somebody's describing something and they're like, this shit is amazing. This is so sparkly. This lasts on my face for a certain amount of time. This brush is so soft. Thank you, Audra.
Yeah.
It's because you're talking about things because you love them, or you can talk about why they work for you, how they perform, and not just like, it's amazing. You really should buy it. You can't not have it. Like, and the fact that that's the focus on his show, which is not only influencing those people that are competing on the show, but also everyone that's watching that wants to grow up to be an influencer one day. It's really frustrating.
And it's like, and I think Hannah Smoky Glow really hit that nail on the head when she was like, she's not making an influencer, he's making a James Charles clone. And the apology thing where he was like, well, every YouTuber, runs it. I'm like, you are incorrect. Every YouTuber doesn't step off on some shit because some people think before they speak. The fact that you would create an entire video or make an entire look and like okay it with the bullshit that you've done and feel completely comfortable, and then when people get mad, you're mad at them, but then when it gets too high, the heat gets too hot, then you turn around and you like issue some bullshit ass apology when literally from the jump you should just be like, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. Not saying he did blackface, but I was going to say, like, if you did something where you did blackface, why would you edit that fucking thing like from start to finish, edit it and then be like, this is good. This is great.
Oh, when Tati sent her palettes to drama channels and they fell for it, I was ready to leave the planet. Yes. Drama channels getting makeup is a whole other, drama channels getting PR, I should say, makeup PR, is a whole other level of rage for me. Yeah, and the fact that James Charles thinks that, like, the fact that James Charles has photoshopped so many different looks to be these fake looks, and then he has to like apologize for that. I'm like, maybe you just admit that you're good at Photoshop and not good at makeup.
Yeah, because it like, and that's the thing. Even with his show is just like showing just the worst sides of being an influencer, and like it doesn't make sense. Like, the fact that their challenges are the way that they are from my, because I haven't watched it. I've been listening to other people tell me how it was. So what kills me is it's like, oh, you got to do this and you have this, like, and I was like, no one, that would never happen. That would never happen. I literally, like, when I'm working, I know that I have like 2 hours to like film, and then I have an hour to edit, and then like I can edit some more tomorrow. Like, he was acting like, I don't know, the time limit that they're putting on that is unrealistic, and it doesn't make sense that you're trying to get people to have like a good video, but how are they supposed to have it when, like, you would never do that?
Oh,
yeah. And that's
so, okay. Oh, go ahead.
Remember that was like James Charles, whatever the fuck tour, and those tickets were so damn expensive, and it really bothered me because I'm like, James, your major followers are 12. Like, they can't afford that. Because, like, I mean, honestly, like, I ran into a 25-year-old who was a James Charles stan. I would have to question their life. But I'm just saying, like, dude, you're
take this.
your followers are 12 years old and you're charging $250 or $500. Like, that's insane.
And also, Diana says, can we talk about how he felt like he invented rainbow palettes or the rainbow in general? Okay, his whole palette release. First, he acts like he's invented the rainbow when it's just another oversized. It's the Morphe rainbow palette that existed before Morphe discontinued it and relaunched it with James Charles's name on the front and different pan sizes. It's also, he talked about this palette as like, it felt like it was like the palette for the people. It's for everyone. Everyone can do color. And then as soon as it started selling and people were complaining about the pigmentation or the fact that the pigments were hard to work with, then he was like, oh, no. You just need a primer. You just need a primer. I'm sorry it didn't work for you, you little imbecile. You just need a primer. Motherfucker, you just told me it was the palette for everyone, color for everyone. And now you're going to insult me after I gave you my money.
Yes. That was the other thing too, is you bring that up, his like fucking palette. That pissed me off so bad because what killed me about his shitty palette, I didn't get it, I don't know, was that like the people, he said it was for his fans, but it obviously wasn't. Because again, his fans are like 12. So I'm not saying that there are 12-year-olds who don't know how to do makeup, but I am going to say that the majority of the 12-year-olds who would be having their parents buy this palette for them couldn't work with it. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't work with that. And it was like fucked up. I was like, that's really shitty that you like, I don't know why you don't get that. Like, that's fucked up. Like, I don't understand why he didn't see that as like, oh, why, you know what I mean? Like, and I guess it's just, that's what we're doing now. What we're doing now is, if you want to be famous on YouTube, you just lie your way there and you hang out with the shittiest human beings you can possibly find. And then, yeah, you'll be YouTube rich. You'll be rich really fast, but you'll be hanging out with the, you know, you've literally sold your soul to the devil. Like, at that point, that's what you've done.
And Feffy is like perfectly introducing, in my opinion, the next person to talk about, because she said, not only does he act like he invented the rainbow, he act like the dude was out there for being a makeup chemist. I developed the palette for X years. Like, dude, when did you get your degree? Fuck off.
Thank you.
Dare I even enter the waters of Jaclyn Hill?
Yes.
Another gaping asshole of Morphe that spews shit and collects money and sits there talking about, I developed this for 1,000,000 years and it's perfect. And 2 weeks later, you guys, we're going to go through every palette and we're going to swatch every one and just figure out what went wrong. And that was before the lipsticks.
Girl, like, Jaclyn Hill, like, here's the thing. One, if you don't want to do YouTube anymore, honey, just stop. It's fine. We're not going to be mad at you. Like, nobody's going to be mad if you decide that you just want to focus on your brand. Do you, boo? But like, what in the like, why? And she gets so, like, every time she has something to sell, she comes on, she's like, I know, guys, like, everybody always says, like, come over here. And I'm like, always trying to sell something, but like, I'm not trying to do that. I just want to tell you guys, I'm having a really hard time. Things have been really rough for me right now. I've been really tired. I've been drinking too much. I've been doing this. By the way, I also am selling something. Even though I was upset and I told you that I'm not trying to sell anything, I'm totally selling something every time. And I'm just like, do you not see you? Or like,
it's also like, it's like, and again, she's another person. I didn't watch her, whatever her most recent video was, but I feel like that video was also laden with, I'm in such a bad place and my life is so hard, but like, will you just buy my palette?
Yes.
She is like manipulation. She is the definition of a manipulator. And I know I'm a broken record with this. If you haven't seen Maggie Mae Fish's video on Jaclyn Hill and her family, I personally think that her family's history with evangelical Christianity is a huge explanation of how she is as successfully manipulative as she is.
Yeah.
And she's also surrounded by yes men. Her entire, according to what that's Tyrion, according to what I know, her family works for her. Nobody is telling her no. So every time she does some bullshit like sell 5-year-old lipsticks that turn into that mess that it was, allegedly, I don't know how old they are.
And still hasn't addressed it.
Please.
Still hasn't.
Still hasn't. That's why she does this shit. She has nobody saying no to her. She is the ultimate victim, and I still see people that I even respect or like don't dislike will be like, I just feel bad for Jacqueline. I don't feel bad for manipulators.
I don't either.
Manipulators do not get my sympathy. They can go fuck off and go to therapy. She has the money to do that.
Ouch, Feffy's hitting hard today. Watch this.
Wow. Well, I also hate that people use her changing body, however the fuck it's changing, to attack her when there are like 1,000 legitimate reasons to talk about her, to criticize her, not to talk about her, to criticize her. Her body is not one of them. Even if she is
I hate that so much because it's like when she had that whole hairy lipstick thing that went down, like what really started pissing me off was the amount of people who said some shitty things about her body and all of this. And I was getting mad because I was like, listen, I don't give a fuck. Like you can come at me for many things, but here's the problem. If you come at me talking about my body, guess what? I get to sit here and use this and say, oh, people were being mean and calling me a twig and da-da-da-da. And I never have to actually address the issue, which is what's happened. She's never addressed it. She's just basically like been back here with like, no, I'm not talking about it anymore. We're moving on. The whole thing's been erased. Like it's not on her website. Like as far as I'm aware, like the entire
they erased it from the internet.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Like literally the brand erased it from their Instagram, erased it from their website. She sat there and said, I could talk about everything that went wrong. Dramatic pause. But I'm not. And went on with her video.
Yeah. She just like refused. Like everything about her is like nothing is my fault every single time. It's Morphe did it. They did it. Marlena did it. They like nobody. She is not responsible for a single fucking thing that goes down. It's just always somebody else. Like I've never seen anything like that because I'm just like, you know, I can admit when I fuck up. Like, I'll blame a fart on somebody else sometimes if I'm in public. But, like, if I'm hanging out with my friends and they're like, Audra, it stinks, I'm like, I farted. Do you know what I mean? Like, and Jacqueline always seems to be like, no, it wasn't me. It was the dog. Like, that's who she is. Like, anytime her fart comes out and it smells bad, she always thinks she's going to release a test fart and it's not going to stink. But it comes out and it's fucking peeling the paint. The wall, like the paint is just whoosh, and then when somebody's like, oh my God, that fucking stinks. Jacqueline, did you do it? She's like, that's a dog. Every time. That is my
and it's just like James Charles, where I still feel like with Jacqueline, as much as a lot of people in my community and in my friend group can see through the bullshit. Yes, having mental illness does not mean you also lack ethics. I don't understand Jacqueline.
Correct.
I think she's setting up an example for young people to be this kind of influencer as time goes on. And a lot of people don't understand she gets away with this shit because she has money and because she's surrounded by yes men. And for some reason, Morphe is propping her up, or she's propping up Morphe, or it's a mutually exclusive hand jobs. I don't know. But like, that's what it feels like. It just feels like a circle jerk, but it's just two people. It's Morphe and Jacqueline Hill. I know. And the fact that she never officially recalled those lipsticks. I mean, in some ways, I'm a bitter person, so I don't feel bad when a Jacqueline stan is possibly doing stupid shit, but I also do kind of feel bad if you bought those lipsticks and you're still using them because they weren't officially recalled, and yet you have no fucking clue what's inside of them. Yes. Yes. Okay. Assistant at 7th. Blaming your mistakes on your mental illness also throws every single one of us who managed to be mentally ill without being total monsters under the bus. Thank
you.
you. This is why I love our
Yes.
chat. You
Yes,
all
because
make
I have
these videos even better.
I mean, it's because like every day, like I've said this for a long time. I've said it to my mom. Sorry, I had to refill. I'm like, I needed a refill. But there's a lot of things I will put up with, and there's a lot of things that I go through regularly. Like there was a period of time where I was actually concerned that I was going to become agoraphobic because like I just started getting less and less to where I would leave the house, and then leaving the house became extraordinarily stressful. But like that doesn't mean that it's okay that I just slapped my neighbor in the face for no reason. Like I can't be like, oh, well, I was like super nervous about like being in my house, and so like randomly I just slapped you in the fucking face. Like I can't use that as my excuse. And I feel like a lot of people just keep she just keeps doing that. And she comes out every time with like I'm just so like in a bad place, as you said, Emily. I'm in a bad place and I just can't deal with this. And I need to put on my gray hoodie. Well, today we're going to use white because everybody's been making fun of gray hoodies. So today I'm wearing a white hoodie and I'm going to tell you the truth.
And here's the thing. I have been a bad friend, a bad employee, a bad family member because of my depression or anxiety or a mix of whatever I'm going through. But I've also owned that. Okay,
gross.
I've thoughts, but I'm okay. That's good to know. I'm gonna research. But I also am able to reflect on myself and realize, like, oh, that friendship that I'm really sad I don't have the same bond with. Yeah, that went downhill because I was depressed and didn't talk to anybody for like 6 months, and they couldn't deal with that, and that's their choice. But I'm not sitting here being like, it's totally okay. Like, you guys should still love me. Get over it. It wasn't that big of a deal. No.
Well, and it's because of some of these people like Jaclyn Hill getting to like what T said, the commission codes. They're little fucking codes. So Morphe came the fuck out of nowhere, guys. Like it was literally just sitting. When I decided to join YouTube, Morphe was everywhere. I bought their stank ass, scratchy fucking brushes. My eyes are still not the same. Anyhow, I bought those because everybody said Morphe, 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 Morphe. I just did like a whole little montage by myself that was supposed to be several people, and that kind of freaked me out. We're gonna move on. But that's how it was happening. It was really weird. And they were just like everybody was saying Morphe, so you're buying Morphe. Nobody knew that all of these influencers were getting fucking paid. They were getting paid. And Morphe was willing to pay it. And and Morphe was willing to pay it because they were making so much money. I don't know if they're still making that money now because oof.
Oh, I was laughing at that, and then T said, "Kerosene, right? Leave the Lord out of this." Exactly. I'm not a religious person, but I will also sit here and be like, "You're not a fucking Christian. Shut the fuck up." And that'll probably get this demonetized, and I'm sorry.
I don't really expect my lives to have any kind of monetization because I don't feel like we went from, front-facing farts to, at least we haven't, well, I was going to say, at least we haven't talked about those yet. Now
but we have.
Here we are.
The thing with Morphe is I think it straight up goes to the commission codes because I think it was Here for the Tea. That channel was the channel that revealed to most people how these affiliate codes worked and how so many of them were commission codes, but they weren't being disclosed as such. So when Manny was doing it, Jaclyn is doing it, Jeffrey had a charity code. Sorry, Jefferson Starship. Whatever. Voldemort is my nickname for him. When all of these big YouTubers are doing that, when they're saying, oh, the 35 is amazing, and like you can get 15% off with code Jaclyn or Jack Attack, or because I did watch her at one point in time, I'm sorry to say. They're not telling you I'm also making money from that code. They were only saying, you're getting a discount. I have a gift for you, and it's a discount. Not saying, I have a mutually beneficial gift. You use it to get money off, and I get money too. And it wasn't until what, 2, 3, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, that it was finally like revealed and people understood. And still, I don't think people really understand what it means.
Well, I mean, yeah, they don't, because I think several people have had to do different videos explaining the difference in between like actual affiliate codes from the brand and then affiliate codes from like Magic Links. Here's all you need to understand. If it's an affiliate link, someone's getting paid. And as long as they disclose and tell you that it's an affiliate link, it's fine. But like that's what happened. Everybody involved with Morphe was just not saying Jacqueline number one, not saying that they were getting paid that whole time. So she's just sitting over there like piles of money, filling her ass full of butt cheeks. Because I don't know if she has an ass for saying that, but like just giving her that ass. So we're like, yeah. And then as soon as people found out, I mean, her ass was already inflated, so she was good. And everybody who was playing in the game stayed good. But man, it was rough.
Yeah. Well, and he said definitely less than 3 years. That makes sense. I don't know. Time makes no sense in my brain anymore. But it hasn't been that long that it's been a part of the discussion of what the difference between like a commission and an affiliate code is. And I think a lot of younger people also aren't really paying attention to that, or don't care, or don't have to care, because for some of them, their parents' money or what's buying them makeup, or they just don't care. Excuse me.
Yeah. And here's it. Like, and I always said this: I don't care. Get your coin. As long as you disclose it, I'm cool. Because realistically, and we've said this before, like YouTube is an expensive hobby to a lot of degree. That especially when you're messing around in beauty YouTube, I mean, there's a lot of money that goes into this. Your lighting and your setup and all this stuff. So if I see my face getting a sponsorship, I'm like, fuck yeah, get your money, because I know. I know with my little janky baby setup over here, I know the people who have good quality content over here with their bomb ass shit, and I'm like, I know that they gotta have spent some coin on that. Real talk, they've spent some money on getting their setup, so get your sponsorships. But I think it's disgusting that people won't disclose it, because I'm just like, do you think people are gonna not like you? Because that's been one of the biggest differences I've even seen in the smaller YouTube community, right? I see more people in the small YouTube community being like, hell yeah, so you got a sponsored video, you got that there's people like, oh, you got that Audible dollar, sis, and they're out there applauding. So the difference is that they knew all of their smaller creators are disclosing. That's the difference.
I also wanted to say, I feel like this is a good moment to call out. Just right before our live, I was watching Kelsey Brianna J on live, and I didn't see, she had posted a video yesterday or today, and I didn't see the video, but I saw the title was kind of like, should I even still be making videos? Because she was getting backlash about buying Wayne Goss lipsticks because she should have been getting PR, which makes no fucking sense. Why are you giving a black woman hate because a white man did not send you PR? Anyway, she was making that live stream a place to say, I need your support. I need you to tell me what you want to see, like the videos, share the videos. That's what I need. That's how I can get PR. That's how I can maybe get sponsorships. And that's the difference between bigger YouTubers and smaller YouTubers. One, a lot of these bigger YouTubers that we're talking about that we don't like or find problematic are very conventionally attractive, which gets them real fucking far. Yeah. They're all white so far, and they're all conventionally attractive.
You're like, they're all white so far.
A lot of the smaller YouTubers and the people that I love and support, and I know you love and support, don't fall into conventionally attractive, features or whatever, which is shitty, because that shit is boring as fuck in my opinion. But they're the ones that need support. They need vocal, tell brands you want to see them work, you want to see the brand that you love working with the creators that you love. Be vocal about it. Whereas these bigger YouTubers, when they're sitting around being underhanded and silent about the commissions that they're pulling in and the undisclosed sponsorships that they're pulling in, that's why I don't want to watch these motherfuckers.
Yes, because it's so annoying, because you turn around and they're just sitting there like acting like you're too dumb. And I put this up because she was like, Taya name Frankie, is it just me, but creators that say this code has no benefit to me, only for you guys, irritate the shit out of me? You may not get money now, but those codes are used to track their potential ROI. Yes. So this is the thing. Like most of us who do any kind of virtually everybody who does YouTube has some links in their videos, like in the description. None of my links are affiliates because I'm not that bitch. I'm not, like, not because I want to be that bitch. I'm just not that bitch. But none of mine are affiliate. But you click on them, like, if a bunch of you guys suddenly decided you wanted to go to the Colored Rain site from my link, it is tracked. It actually tracks that. Like, every time you click a link, no matter what you're using, unless you disable all of your cookies, which I don't recommend that you do because they won't let you keep looking at their sites if you don't, but you can clear them all the time. But that's essentially what it does. It's data mining. So every time one of you guys, like in my description, clicks, they're looking at that. So what happens is when they go and they look at their traffic and figure out where it's coming from, if they start realizing that, like, hey, me and Emily and Kara do our new releases.
Yeah.
And let's say we started linking some stuff in there, and they would be like, hey, we've noticed every Wednesday we're getting a spike in such and such. What's going on?
Yeah.
And they would track it back, and they would find, oh, well, it's these 3 chicks. They're sitting here talking about pee farts and makeup, but people are clicking their links.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
I don't even mind that, though. Taya was like, I don't mind people saying it gives me no benefit because they're clarifying. Because the reality is that, yes, okay, Audra has gotten me more into, I should include the links because I do think they're a lot of work, but there are ways to shortcut the work. There's still work. But I still think maybe, oh, Yolanda, your roommate is wrong. But I still think that for me personally, not in a group live chat situation, but for a one-off video of my own, it might take another year. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it was another 2 years before a brand was like, oh, I see a spike because of one of Emily Hanhan's videos. We should reach out to her. Like, I realize that it's a very slow build. So yeah. I don't know. I'm not mad when a creator specifies this doesn't. I don't get a commission. It's just a discount. But it's also tone. It makes a big difference how you your tone on things. And also that's complete garbage. YouTube feels that we have enough top Black creators and we should just be satisfied with that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, once they get like 2 in the face, they're like, that's enough. Like. That's all we're allowed. We've reached our Black YouTube quota.
Well, like, it's just like, so I know recently there's been a couple of videos out about magic links, and people were, and I know that Hannah Smoky Low did a video, and I feel like maybe Jen Love talked about this. Maybe she talked about it in the live stream, and I've heard other people say it, not just them, but they had both said, oh, anyone can get a Magic Links account. No, that is not true. Because small creators, I don't qualify for one. I know Audra said you tried, and you don't. So it's not just anyone. Not just anyone is getting Magic Links. That's not how these referral sites work because the competition out there is so big. So if I can get a Magic Links account in 2020, cool. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Will it happen? I don't know. But it's not that way. The way that big YouTube makes it out. Also, this is like a big YouTube complaint. Bigger YouTubers always say, oh, you can use the link in the description box. It doesn't, like, basically they're saying, like, it doesn't really make me any money, but like it's there for you guys, but I do get a little commission. Lies.
That's money.
Lies. Because I've heard multiple like mid-range YouTubers say, like even when Hannah was talking about it, and other YouTubers that are saying, no, I get some money off of that. You make the money, but these bigger YouTubers want to downplay the importance of those links because they don't want you to feel like they're manipulating you by linking every fucking thing on their face and everything they're talking about.
Yeah, because I don't even honestly, I don't always link everything on my face. Like I said, when I'm testing foundation, I definitely don't link what I'm testing until it's done. When it's done, then I link it and I'll go back and put it in the videos that I was wearing it in. But I don't link everything because, listen, y'all, sometimes I be mix and match and shit, and I don't know what I mix and match by the time I go edit that video. Like, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Like, there's just times I'm like, ooh, I don't know what I did here. But yeah, I mean, we kind of got off track because we were talking about all this stuff.
It's all connected.
Yeah, I don't care because like that it does bring us to another person because we were talking about like sponsorships and being rich and all of this. Rich Lux. No, thank you, sir. I don't know what the appeal of Rich Lux ever was because I never enjoyed him. Like, and I don't mean this to be like mean or hateful or spiteful. I'm literally just saying how I feel. I tried multiple times, even when I was into watching drama, I tried so many times to find Rich Lux entertaining. And I only found him annoying. I'm so confused by why anybody follows him. He's so far up Skeletor's ass. He lives in Balenciaga and Louis Vuitton and his fucking crown, like his whole thing. And I'm like, bro, listen, we get it. You're richer than Jesus, which isn't hard to do because Jesus was very rich or poor. So you can be like, everybody's richer than Jesus. I'm currently richer than Jesus. And this damn gnat just got drunk off of my beer. Protein. Okay, so but the thing that is really bothersome about Rich Lux is like he claims to be a drama channel, but like isn't he just a like I'm rich bitch channel? Like, is that not what he does? Is just be rich, and then that whole N-bomb scandal where his ass trying to be like, I have black people that work for me. I'm like,
and by scandal, it's recurring. It didn't just happen once. He's been revealed multiple times. It keeps happening. I do think Bethany asked, was the falling off the lash ironic? I think, especially in the beginning, I think the whole look was an ironic, like, clown take on drag makeup or on clown makeup.
Yeah.
But my thing with him, and I think I especially saw it with Jackie Aina, is how he comes for Black women. And he criticizes them. And he tears them down. And then hypes up fuckers like Skeletor and is just like, oh, well, she's so fake, or she's so this, or she does this, or she does that. And yeah, exactly. Pete's, when he came for Jackie Aina twice for no damn reason, I was like, nope, gotta go. And like, I forgot, there was a video that I saw. I feel like he was with one or two other people, and he was talking about Jackie, and I feel like other people in the video were trying to like temper him and like see, like trying to like be another part of the conversation, like show another side, and he would just like steamroll over them and criticize. And I'm like, you're not even pretending to not be a racist motherfucker. You're not even trying. And then when he on Twitter, he criticized, okay, I don't really like Huda Beauty, but he criticized Huda Beauty for releasing stuff the same time when the conspiracy palette was released. He unironically, because I don't think it was ironic, he unironically came for her on Twitter. And I'm like, release dates, launch dates were decided months in advance. Who the fuck cares about the damn conspiracy palette? Yeah, she's so fake, and Pastel Skeletor isn't. I'm sorry.
I love it. That's his new name, Pastel Skeletor.
Oh, and yes, Daisy, when he was trying to excuse racism by saying it wasn't against the law or whatever.
Yes! I just can't, like, and here was the thing. I was like, No, I agree with you. It's not against the law. But you know what else? You are a shitty human being. Like, I don't understand. Like, and he just keeps getting away with it, and people just keep liking him, and he's just like, I'm like, every time he says that, like, I'm not racist, I got black servants. Like, that's basically what he has. Like, he can, those people aren't his friends, they're people who work for him. Those aren't like black people that he hangs out with. So like when he did that, I'm surprised that they're forward. That's why they're so dry. Because what happened is when he did that, they rolled all the fucking way back, and it took a little bit, and then they came back forward. But in that process, I lost some mucus in the eye. So he said that shit, and I was like, "You mean I'm not racist? I have black servants?" Because that's really racist. Like, he didn't say that, but that's how I took it. Because I was like, those people work for you. They're paid to be your friends. Like, they're paid to be nice to you. You cannot trot your servants out and tell me that means you're not racist. You cannot do that. You just get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Like, miss me with your fucking, I'm not racist. Yeah. I have black friends. Bullshit. Because I'm like, those aren't your friends. If you pay them, they're not your friends. Ooh, girl, I know. That was rough. I was very upset by that. I was like, girl, no, you did not.
But her husband, like, and Rich worked together, so I wasn't surprised. I don't know if they still do, but I know that they had this whole PR company. Yeah, exactly. How is that defending herself at all? And I think that was why, like, she's not on the list, and I don't stan any brand. I don't think I do. And I definitely don't. I'm not like a fanatic for Norvina. But the fact that Norvina gave Rich Lux a very expensive bag, like, as a friend, like, recently, I'm just like,
thank you.
Yeah, I'm good on that whole brand.
Thank you.
I'm good on that whole, like, I'm not saying I'm never going to buy anything from them because I'm not good at that. I'm a hypocrite. I'll admit it. But I'm really good for now. I'm okay. Yeah. That might have been a personal gift. The fact that you're friends with somebody like Rich Lux tells me more than enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. What's interesting about all of these people is you can see, like, you kind of see who they have in common, which is apparently pastel skeleton. But the problem is, it's like all of these people have varying things in common. They're out of touch, tone deaf, racist. There's so many different, like, horrific issues that I'm so like, I get. And here's the thing. People be like, I'm confused why I'm not confused why they have a channel. I'm not at all. They're cash cows. They are cash cows for YouTube. So as long as YouTube's getting their coin, they're not going to shut them up. They're not going to take their channel from them. Like, no, unless, like, something really, really, really drastic happens. Like, and I mean, like, somebody stabbed somebody else in the neck. Like, that's not, they're going to keep them on. They're not going to let them go. Like, they're just going to, like, keep making their money off of them because that's how it's going to work.
Also, what Feffy said. Oh God! Wait, but Feffy said that's Teresa Romer, who has, I guess, drama now with everyone. But then Feffy was saying Norvina gave him the bag while she was kicking off people from her PR list because the people were costing the brand money or whatever. So here's the thing: Norvina can give it to him as a gift. It's a friendship. It's a gift. But the reality is that Norvina's money is coming from ABH. So just like how Jefferson Starship fans were upset with him buying furs with his money off of his cruelty-free and vegan brand, I think it's fair to be upset at somebody like Norvina giving a bag to somebody like Rich Lux because the money has come from that.
Well, and here's the thing too. Norvina and, like, their whole fucking thing is, like, everybody who does a PR search, listen, I love y'all. For the love of all that is fucking holy, anybody having a PR search, don't do it. Don't get in it. Don't be a part of it. It's bullshit. They are using you for for free marketing. That's what they're doing. It's free. It's free for them. And your dumbass is on there just, like, trying to get your look out there. Don't even mess with that. Do not, like, we have got to stop doing that altogether, because then they don't have shit on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they have nothing on us. They can't keep using us to like further, because then that's how they end up trending, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did ABH suddenly just start trending crazily? Everybody was like, so everybody, all anybody could talk about for like a solid 2 weeks was ABH
2
and getting
weeks.
on their PR list.
It's been like
So
2 years. It was like 2 weeks,
just keeps
and then it turned
going.
in 6 months. And then the thing is that then everybody was using every moment that Norvina would get onto Twitter. People would just reply, even though the PR hunt wasn't continuing, people would just reply to her tweets with pictures of themselves using ABH products.
Well, and see, and T saying this,
yeah,
like when I'm accountable for, I respond only to the things I do know. So that's why I say, when it comes to Pastel Skeleton, the reason I say I don't fucking get on him for what happened back in whatever racist days that he was living on, because I wasn't there for it. I was not aware of it. I literally had no awareness of Pastel Skeletor at that point in time. I still side-eyed, but I was like, well, I don't know. What bothered me was the current, right? So that's the kind of thing where I feel like it's not that hard for you to just accept and take responsibility for what you do. And that means you, Rich Lux, stop being a piece of shit. Like, honestly, stop being this like bought ass piece of shit who just sits there not giving a fuck. Like, he's literally Marie Antoinette at this point. Like, let them eat cake. Like, he's just
yeah. Oh, and our chat keeps like leading us into more people to talk about that were on our list. Daisy Duke said, I think Kathleen Lights even said the N-word once or something. I don't know. She's Latinx.
She did.
She did.
Moving on.
And she's on my list of people I just don't. No, it's a no. It's a no. I can't do it. I tried. I did actively watch her for a while. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, there's more to YouTube than these big ass fake YouTubers. I'm done here. And that was pre Jacqueline and the N-word. That was pre that. I think for me with her, I always felt this disconnect, and maybe she is completely authentic, but it never felt real to me. I never felt like I was connecting with her. I felt like I was connecting with this character of a person that she created for YouTube. And that's fine if that's what you want to do, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people on here that do that. But so many people talked about her as like, she's so real, or she's so authentic, or she's so down to earth. And I felt like I was like seeing through the curtain. I was seeing behind the scenes, and I was just like, I don't like this. And whether I'm making it up in my head or not, I can't get down with it. So I'm gonna just move along.
And see, remember, I told you we were talking about her Marco Polo. I was like, I don't know, maybe because I'm 4 years old, but she seems perpetually 16, so it's like not my scene. Like, I just, I feel like most YouTubers, it's weird to me. I just get so confused. Like, why do so many people have like racist ass shit in their past? Like, I'm so confused. Like, where in the fuck were y'all raised? Like, that's what I just want to know. Because it seems so weird to me that like every time we come, you just look back in somebody's fucking past, like 4 years, and there they are dropping N-bombs. And you're like, I guess that's what we're doing today, right? Like, and even now, it's happening all over TikTok. Everybody just wants to say it. I don't know. I mean, I know why you want to say it. I know why people want to say it. It's because it irritates us. It irritates us, and it's like the last thing that you can take from us. Sorry, I got a little angry there, but like literally, it's the last thing. Y'all already took your box braids. Y'all going bald. You're going bald. I don't care. I'll stay with your fucking forehead back here. That's fine. You live your life. But it's where it is. You took our box braids. You try to take every like ounce of our culture, and the last thing is the N-word. And you can't. We won't let you have it. We just won't. We won't let it go. Like, we're holding on to it. I don't even prefer to use the word all that often. When I do, but I don't prefer to use it. When I do, I can't.
And the fact that Kathleen dismissed it as, okay, there's two things. One, she dismissed it as like she was drunk or whatever. I've said some weird and maybe rude things while drunk. Never that. And this. I have zero patience for other white passing people who think both being I can't read right now. Think being both white and non-white somehow makes being racist suddenly okay. Exactly. Straddling the line, being white when it's gonna be good for you and do you favors, and then being not white when that's also good for you and that's gonna be best for you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you were saying, you've been drunk before and said some weird shit, but I've never become suddenly racist when I'm drunk. Have
Exactly.
you? Have
I
you ever
become
gotten drunk?
weird.
Like last night I got pretty lit and said I would like lick Paul Rudd's ass crack, but like I didn't get racist like that.
Yeah.
Like I got pretty fucking lit last night and said some interesting things, none of which were racist. I do not become drunk and racist.
No.
I'm just saying, like.
Also, what Tracy said, yes. Code switching equals yes. Passing / blackfishing equals hell no.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm real tired of those people too, just wandering around. I'm like, listen, bitch, you don't. That is not. Please stop, because like this is honestly every summer I have to put up with this, and every year I'm hoping like it'll be the last year that someone says it to me, but unfortunately it is not. They're like, when I tan, I get as dark as you, Audra. I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face. I'm 40 now. Now I reserve the right to punch you in the face when you say that. Like I reserve the right to just directly, you know what? I'll be nice. I'll just punch you in the chest. Just just a quick knock in the chest. I reserve the right. Please stop saying you're as dark as me. Like you're gonna be as dark as me when you hit the tan. You're not, Becky. You're not. I'm sorry. Like it's the most annoying thing ever. And I understand that people have varying tones and colors, and you get dark. But it's like the reason it is offensive. The reason people don't realize that it is offensive is because at the end of the day, your tan will fade and you will get to go back to being white passing. Even if you do get as dark as me, you will get to go back to being white. And I'm just still going to be black. Yeah. So like, please stop telling me that you're at my shade.
Your tan is optional.
Thank you.
And also, yes, legal and lipstick. The fact that Kathleen never actually apologized on YouTube. I think she apologized on Twitter or on Instagram as like an Instagram story. She never apologized on YouTube and continues to be successful the way she is. And also, I wanted to say, so Pete said, it boggles my mind that POC are racist to Black people. Like, I guess we are not all in this together. Okay, so I am Palestinian American. I'm half Palestinian, half white. And it's different, but a lot of my dad's family, a lot of Arabs, my family, had this mindset of like being better than other like people of color, other brown people, whatever. And this mindset of like, not so much with my family, but with people in my community feeling like the whiter we try to be, like the more accepted we're going to be, and we're better than other people, and so somehow we're going to win this game. When I keep using this game reference because I feel like it's applicable. Here's the thing, in this situation, if you are not a white person, you're never going to win the fucking game. It's a trap. Correct. They're setting you up. They're setting you up to like demean other people, demean Black people and people of color, and try to make yourself feel better because you're somehow closer to whitedom or whiteness, when in reality, you're still not a white person, so you're always going to lose.
Correct. I mean, and that's the whole thing, is it's very much set up. Institutionalized racism is there for not only other white people to feel superior, but it's also there for people of color to feel like white people are superior, and you must aspire to get to that level. So therefore that means not being in the sun, being as light as you can. And this goes all around the world that is trying to be lighter. European and like whiteness is all over the world. And I feel like people don't realize that this is a constant. I used to, I think I still do, I subscribe to Jovita George. And one of the things she's always talking about is like, do not use these skin bleachers. Like she's always talking about like not people to stop bleaching their skin. India, so this is a constant all around the world where people of color are moving towards trying to look more European, more Caucasian. Girl, when I tell you that I watched a TikTok where this girl was talking about like doing her contour and then she's like realizing my contour is to ascribe to, colonizers' form of beauty. I was like, like we all, because like think about it, we're all trying to make this like little nose like this. I don't like that's not a natural black nose. You know what I mean? So it's just I'm coming into the comments now. Thank you, Legal and Lipstick.
Yes.
You don't gain vocabulary when you're drunk. If anything, you lose some of it. Thank you.
Even Tracy said, I've done a lot of fucked up things when drunk, but becoming accidentally racist is not one of them. I've done a lot of fucked up things sober too. That's another story.
Yeah, I mean, like I have never done that. Like I have never gotten drunk and just started spouting like crazy, insane, racist shit. It's like never happened. Never. I've gotten angry before. I've gotten mad. I have dropped M-bombs when I'm angry, but I have never suddenly just become racist. Like it's just never, it's not a thing. I wasn't like, oh, racist. You know what? I don't ascribe to that, Robin, at all. But here's why: because my ex-alcoholic husband would say that often, and I was like, "Well, learn to say it when you're sober, then."
I mean, I don't think it's an excuse, but I do think there's some truth there, and so that's why when somebody like Kathleen tries to excuse what she said because she's drunk, and I'm like, well, you must be using that word a lot when you're sober if you're that easily letting it loose while you're drunk.
That's true. I will. Okay. I don't describe, like, I don't like it, but you're right. I can't decide that. Y'all, I've been messing with TikTok way too long. This guy did this whole skit about doing his 23andMe. He's like just looking white as white can be, like as white as a Chad, blonde, blue eyes, does this whole skit. And when I tell y'all he got it back, because he was like saying like, oh, well, I'm so excited to get my 23andMe back because then I don't have to keep telling people I'm 1/4 this, 1/20th this, 1/20th this. And he goes through like Irish and all this stuff, right? He gets his 23andMe back and he's like, it says you're white. Like he just got a piece of paper. Then like the other guy has a piece of paper. He's like, nothing on it. They just gave me a white piece of paper. I like lost my whole mind and my whole life. Like this guy was on some kind of good shit because that's what it's like. It's like people just, especially in America, when white people are doing that, I'm like, you guys, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you're just white. Like that's it. There isn't. They're like, well, like 17 centuries ago. I'm like, nah, exactly. Like let's
let it go.
Yes, every time. Like I just like that's the only thing I hate about St. Patrick's Day, because every time you get these people who are like, I'm 1/17th Irish. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I will have to agree with, and even though it's not lightening the mood, I do have to agree with Pollyanna what she was saying.
I'm looking. There's 45 people here, which I'm not used to. Oh, is that you, Veronica?
Yes. Well, the whole like I can get as tan as you, I can get as dark as you in the summer, Audra, just makes me think of Tarte and their terrible foundation release and how they blamed it on, well, in the summer we get darker, so we're going to release more colors then. And I'm just like, you're racist.
You are. Some of y'all are immigrants from white places too. I totally agree with that. What I don't
there
agree
is a cat
with,
here.
like my behavior And we don't celebrate any of this shit that we supposedly have. And you're like, okay. Again, and it's not me just being a dick about it, but in all honesty, like I said this before, I don't get to really trace my family history. A lot of our traditions as Black people come from things that we had to do out of slavery. Like jumping the broom was because we could not have marriage ceremonies, right? So back in the slave days, you couldn't actually have a ceremony. Oh, wait, hold on. Little dude's dreaming. Sorry. I have to like check for him because sometimes if he gets like really upset, I have to go like kind of comfort him a little bit and like calm him down. He's not like he has dreams, but some of them get a little like twitchy and I have to like pet him a little bit to calm him down. But yeah, like so there's certain aspects of our culture that come from slave days, which is really even as far back as most people can even go. They can't go further than that if they can get to slave days. So it's just like frustrating sometimes when people are sitting there with their like, I've got like 1/27th Scottish. I'm like making up units of measurements at this point, like, because that's what it feels like. You're just like, what the fuck, guys? Like, it's fine if you're white. Like, just be white. It's fine.
Yeah.
No. You did not offend because I do agree with you. There is a complete difference in people who have direct lineage. So, for instance, there are people that I know right now. Their grandfather is Irish. Their grandma is Swedish. Like that is who their family is. Like, and that is where they live. They don't live here. They live there, and they come here to visit. And there's certain traditions and things that they uphold. That's fine. Your whiteness is your whiteness, but like I'm talking about plain old American white. You're not really doing anything with it. Listen, it's time. It's time for y'all to let that go. It's time for
what Feffy said was amazing. People who take those tests to find out they're not even mayo with olive oil is hilarious.
What's worse, like honestly, what kills me sometimes is the people who like one person and they're like, huh, there's some black in there. Yay. I'm like, shut, stop it. But then, so we've got what? Rich Lux, Jacqueline Hill, James Charles, Tati, Kathleen Lights. Did I ever say that? I'm like, did I say that already?
One person that I see.
And then speaking of racism, Shane Dawson.
Yes.
Why do we still let this guy fucking do shit? Why? Can someone tell me?
Wait, you were breaking up for me. Hey Keisha. What? Was the last Oh, is YouTube still down for you? Oh, that's frustrating. Veronica.
Yeah, YouTube, like honestly, I think that mine finally just cleaned up because like now all of a sudden my shit looks it's been looking good for about an hour. It took an hour for it to get to where it doesn't look like garbage.
Oh,
and it was like a lot with the cam.
Oh, and the chat did mention Nikita Dragon. I kind of forget about her.
Please do not make me have to like take a dump on Nikita Dragon. Well, she already dumped on herself, but like, please don't. Please don't. Please don't make me get about Nikita Dragon.
Oh, and then Bethany just said like so much of how I feel about Shane. Shane Dawson is not naive and innocent.
Oh my god. Let me pee. You guys begin the discussion. I will take the phone. I have to like let this flow. I'm so sorry. I'm unprofessional, but like peeing is a thing, and I've had a whiskey and this blood and honey.
It's okay. I'll be doing it after you get back. Okay. I was about to say the same thing. I was like,
let me release the Kraken. Oh, I'm not releasing the Kraken. I'm just peeing. Two different things.
Okay, taking a dump on Nikita costs at least $10,000. Yeah, that's too rich for my blood. There's so much wrong with Nikita, and I feel like everyone in here understands why. Shane. My biggest issue with Shane having I don't want to say I wasn't trapped in watching his 9-part advertisement with Jefferson or Pastel Skeletor, but I did watch it because I'm a chump. And I was like, well, I watched it. And my biggest takeaway from that, from him as a creator, is just that, dude, you are rich. You have the access, the privilege, and the money to go to a therapist, to go to a psychiatrist, to get help, so that you don't spend 99% of the time on camera on YouTube talking about how terrible you are, how you're not as good as other rich YouTubers, how you're too fat, how you're too this, how are you too that. You can get help, and instead, he sits on camera and plays the pity party the whole time, gaining sympathy from his audience, who are mostly all in, they're not as rich as him. They don't have the access or the privilege that he does. And he's getting all the sympathy from them. And I'm like, dude, take care of yourself. Like, just, there are things that you can do to help yourself. And instead, you're going to sit there and play the victim to your own life and then make all this money off of, documentaries that are really vlogs and long form advertisements and being a fake makeup fan, in my opinion. So that's my short notes on Shane. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Sliding the fuck back in. What is up?
I just went through my cliff notes of how I basically feel like Shane needs to take his ass to a therapist, a psychiatrist, to some doctors to help him and his perspective on himself, rather than spending every one of his videos being a pity party because he's just not as rich as other YouTubers, and he just didn't make as much money on his merch, and he's so fat, and he's so this, and he's so that. You're
Let us not
fucking rich.
For being a racist prick. Okay. Also, those aren't documentaries. Those are profiles. He keeps calling them documentaries. There's a fucking difference.
And I'll be back.
There is you go potty. There is a huge difference between doing a documentary, which is trying to see the various sides and addressing the problematic issues, and actually doing just a profile. What he does are profiles of people. Thank you, Dissident Seventh. But what he does are profiles, because he doesn't answer any hard questions. We saw the one he did on Tana Mojo when she just completely fucked over her fans with TanaCon, which, that never got really addressed or actually handled. As in my opinion, it did not. And so you have that going on. And then you throw in, his documentary, which again, I'm going to call them profiles because that's what the fuck they are. They are just celebrity profiles. It's a profile of a person and basically a day in a life. He's not actually doing a documentary, because a true documentary would actually delve into the problematic issues that run up on these people. It never happens. Pastel Skeleton, nothing with what he's ever done. And then even now, his ass sitting here talking to, going and giving Tana, or what's her name? Trisha paid his birthday gifts in the middle of fucking quarantine, not giving a shit. Why do we have to fucking keep dealing with this guy? He is annoying to the highest level. He doesn't care about makeup. He cares about money. He's richer than he's letting on. He's way richer than he actually tells anybody. Obviously, we've seen his fucking house. This guy is sitting here trying to snow us into believing he's this poor, innocent, sweet guy. He's not sweet. I would not let Shane Dawson in my fucking house. I'm sorry. And it's nothing against anybody who has any interaction with him, anybody who likes him, but I wouldn't let that motherfucker in my house. If he wanted to profile me, first of all, that would mean I was problematic. that would mean I'd have issues. That would mean people don't like me. If Shane Dawson wants to hang out with me and like do a documentary on me, it's because I have fucked up somewhere. It's not because I'm doing well. It's because like I fucked up somewhere. And now he's gonna be my friend. He's gonna be like, "Hi, I'm gonna help make your career better." Like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't make anybody's career better because look at Skeletor. Like, look at Pastel Skeleton. Look at it. Look what's happening now. Even after the Shane Dawson stamp of approval, like what the fuck happened there? Now I get it. He's an OG YouTuber. I get it. But like I don't get it at the same time.
But as he said, he was an OG YouTuber doing blackface.
Yes.
And still selling merch for that character. I think as of recently.
Yes, still selling merch for his blackface character. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes, this quarantine. Oh, sorry.
But Legal Lipstick and also she said and still selling the Shanae shirts after acknowledging that he was messed up. Obviously, he just meant to save face.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, listen, like, so I went to USC and I started studying film, which I really enjoy. Studying film. Cats are doing the most. But studying film is fantastic. It actually helps you with a lot of understanding, especially as a horror fan. I can kind of watch movies in a very different way, which is why I'm not like a horror elitist, right? So I had this instructor. I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but I'm always going to remember that he stood up there. He had like super tan, very tight skin. Very tight skin, because I swear to you, he was probably 65 at this point. I don't know if he's still alive now, but he was probably like 65. Tight skin, bleached blonde hair, chest out. Like he always wears shirts that were like with his chest out like this. And I remember him saying in the class, he's like, he would walk in, fucking dramatic as shit, and then be like, 2 words, American Beauty. And it's like, so you study film and do all this stuff. I'm getting to a point. I've studied enough film to understand that what Shane Dawson does is not a documentary. Even if your documentary has bias, it still addresses the issues, right? Even people can say Michael Moore is biased or whatever, but it still addresses the various issues. Even if you don't stick on them, it addresses them. At no point does Shane ever make his subjects face up to the shit they've done ever. Like he's always just like, so you're skinny, huh? Like when he did that girl Eugenia Cooney, like, so you're skinny. Okay, well, moving on. You're better now. Like he just doesn't really actually get to the meat and potatoes of the issue, and it's just like, well, why did you do like don't documentary and you're editing it like 3 seconds before you're uploading? Like what? That's not fucking professional. You can't call yourself a documentarian and like be doing this unprofessional ass shit. That's my level shit where I'm like, I got it up like fucking 10 minutes before I needed to. That's me. You've been doing this for how long and you still can't do this shit?
I don't even want to call them profiles. They are undisclosed advertisements. In my opinion, he is advertising for his friend. He is advertising a comeuppance for a friend who did something fucked up or stupid. And he's not doing this for strangers. He's not doing this for just any YouTuber that has made a mistake. And then he did an actual multi-part advertisement with Pastel Skeletor. And as mentioned in the chat a couple of different times, did a palette that had no fucking cohesive color story, did exactly what me and a lot of people expected. He picked a word that was important to him and picked a random color to go with it and shat out a palette and a bunch of other shit to go with it. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
And got all this praise for, like, again, another white boy in beauty rising to the top, although hopefully that died off, but who knows. When there's people that have been doing this kind of stuff for years and years and years who haven't gotten big brand recognition. As much as I don't like Skeletor's brand and don't support it, there are so many creators that deserve a collab with that brand way before Shane did.
Thank you. And he's just over there like, no, he's over there like this. Dollar bills, y'all. I did it all for the money. Huh, the money. Huh, so you can take that money. Yeah. Emily's coming back. She just popped out and she's coming back in.
I don't know. No, it tried to open up a new tab in my same tab. Tonight has been a night. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolute hot garbage. I don't endorse Shane. Like, and I've said it, like that. Listen, if I am getting a documentary done by him, obviously I have said or done something extraordinarily problematic to where it could benefit him to hang out with me, and that's that. And because of him, it's actually going to make me slide over to somebody that I have disliked for a long time, and that is Trisha Paytas's ass. Listen, I do not like her. I don't like her. And normally I will say like, oh, I don't like someone's persona. No, I don't like her. And that says a lot for me because typically I will be like, this is someone's persona. I don't like it. Like I'll say that about James Charles, but like I don't like his persona. I don't like Trisha Paytas because from what I can tell, that's who the fuck she is. She's a horrible, racist, awful human being who thinks it's funny to make fun of things like being trans, like having dissociative identity disorder, like DID. She thinks this shit is funny. And like, I get it. You're a troll. But there's shit that you just don't troll. There's levels of stuff even I won't troll. And I'm a Taurus. I'm mean as fuck, as just like on my regular basis. I'm mean. Do you know how many times I've Marco Polo'd Emily and been like, I mean, that was mean, but like I didn't mean, yeah, I meant it to be mean. Like I have to say that. Like I'll be like, I didn't mean to be, never mind. I meant it to be mean. Like this is who the fuck I am. I'm mean. But like this woman, man, whatever we're supposed to call her, because she hasn't clarified. She, I don't know. And the reason I'm struggling with it is because she's always trolling. He's always trolling. They're always trolling. And they make a big deal out of being like, no, but I am. And they say they're a trans man or they're really a man, but then still being a woman. Like I get confused because I'm like, because here's my confusion. I'm like, Trisha, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I've dated trans men and not one of them look like women. Like they were men. Like when they said they were men, they were men. So I'm very confused about what you're doing because I can't relate to it. I can't relate to it because I've never met a trans man who wasn't actively becoming a man. And then I look at her because currently that's where she is. I look at her and she's still female. She doesn't look like she's doing anything to be more like, and that's why I get annoyed because I'm like, the stuff she's putting out there is very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And it undermines a whole community of people who have struggled their entire lives to be able to be who they are. And for her to come out and be like, I'm really a dude, and be like, but I like makeup and I'm just going to do this girl thing. And I'm like, but that's not what being trans is, Trisha. Like, that's not it.
I think that specific situation with her frustrated me because the troll part of it really annoyed me because like I don't ever want to fuck anyone. Like I don't ever want to insult anyone by misgendering them. To be honest, like it's become such a big like priority in the last few years because my friend group has expanded to including a lot of different like non-binary or people that are identifying in ways that my brain still wouldn't first assume, and I'm trying to like untrain that part of my brain. So if somebody's saying I identify as he him, okay, that's fair, but the way because she's such a troll, the way she was describing it from like the recap videos I saw of this was basically she didn't want to be a stereotypical woman. She didn't feel like she fit the stereotypical definition of what a woman should be. And I just want to like if I didn't think she was a troll, if she was a friend, I'd want to shake them and be like, if you feel like you're a woman, but you don't also feel like you fit into like society stereotypes of women, welcome. That's a thing.
Yeah.
You can still be a woman, and you are a whole true woman without being what society is stereotyping what womanhood means. And that's called being a woman in 2020. And if you truly don't feel like you identify as a woman, that's also fucking amazing. Cool, great, get to know yourself. But don't make a decision about yourself or a decision to state up on YouTube where basically you're saying, to me, it read as like, well, I guess society's small definition of what a woman is valid, and I should follow that. So that's not what I am. I'm not a woman.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, like, I am a gender fluid pansexual. You can literally, like, especially when you go down into my fashion Instagram shit, you will see like changes. Like, there are times where I'm like very feminine and like, hey, I'm a girl, and there's other times I'm like, what's up? How you doing? You know, so it's like, and that's how, because I don't feel like a large portion of my life, I felt like I had to fit into a very specific mold. And it had to be either feminine or masculine. And I'm like, no, I'm just either one that makes me feel good, either one that makes me happy at the time that I'm doing that.
Cheers to that.
I will have days. Thank you. Fucking cheers. Ooh, I'll get my Austin ciders in a second because I have one. The same damn thing at the same time, different time zones, different places. That'll be awesome. But yeah, like but at no point have I ever felt that it's okay for me to troll people. It is why I started basically the second I left Abilene, Texas. I just came into my own and started being who I was, and I enjoyed it. I dated who I wanted. I didn't care. I still don't. I do what I want to do. I don't feel like I actually I say like, oh, I'm a gender fluid pansexual, but realistically, I don't feel like I have to fit into any fucking box. I just am who I am. And when I want to be this, I'm that. And when I want to be that, I'm that. I don't want to feel like locked into a box. So I get that, Trisha. I get that. But when you're like playing it off in like this dangerous, fucked up bullshit way that is harmful to people, because this has far-reaching implications on someone, especially in small rural towns. For you to be doing this, like, YouTube is sometimes these small towns' only connectivity to like the big city. For you to be doing this and coming out, that gives people strength, right? Like when they see their big YouTubers doing that, that gives people strength. So you gave some young person strength to be like, I'm also trans. And to do this in a small town that may beat them to death, that is irresponsible and that is disgusting.
Yeah.
I lived through that whole thing with Matthew Shepard. I don't want that happening ever again. We're close in age to where like we remember them.
Oh,
so I don't like this happening to young people, because people act like just because it's 2020, no, shit isn't over. It's okay in bigger cities, like bigger, larger cities. It's harder for you to be like racist and homophobic, but in small
but
towns,
it still happens too. It still happens.
It does happen
everywhere.
But in small towns, nope, it is not okay. It's not so much easier for them to like slide your death under the rug.
Yeah. And like Alex said in the chat, if Trisha wasn't spreading misinformation about marginalized groups like trans people and people with DID, then this wouldn't be an issue. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Bethy, exactly. Oh, you discover that patriarchy sucks? Groundbreaking.
It's there's so many, like I'm literally trying to like go through here and find the comments because like I had to throw my eye drops in, and
that's why I read it completely. I was like, if you don't find it, that's okay. Yeah, no, exactly. People would educate themselves. And here's the thing. I just looked it up. She has 1.36 million subscribers. So yes, what she's saying is toxic and dangerous because it's not like it's just any old motherfucker with an Instagram account or with a YouTube account saying these things. That's a huge population of people. That's your subscribers. That doesn't mean like the view count could be much higher than that. And yes, she said she was a chicken nugget at one point in time. I would rather you say you're a chicken nugget than say, oh, I identify as a man because patriarchy sucks.
Because listen, if you like, you can ask people I've dated. People I've dated have had to deal with the varying sides of who I am sexually, I guess. They have to deal with the fact that like sometimes I'm like, I'm a girl, like, and then other times they have to deal with me being like, no, I'm taking control and I'm feeling very masculine and like you need to lay the fuck down and let me do me. Like that's how I am. And it's why it's always been very, very difficult for me to just like pin myself down because I don't. And this is what, I feel that Audra always trying to find a label for myself, which causes me to feel less than. I'm just fluid in all ways at this point.
Yeah.
That's me too. Yeah. That's like, I a long time ago coined the term, I'm a whatever sexual. Like that's what I call it. I call it whatever sexual because it's whatever I'm in the mood for at the time I'm in the mood for it. And whoever I am, like I am a whatever sexual and whatever I am is what I am at that time.
Yeah.
I don't like that we have to keep doing all of these like things because I feel like it's so limiting in one way. Like I think I'm pretty sure I hid this video because I came out and I was like, just kidding. That was a bad deal because I'm not just a lesbian. And so like I ended up, I think, hiding that because I was like, well, I'm not just lesbian. Yeah. But I hate that Trisha is so irresponsible with the things that she does.
Yeah. And like,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree, but I also think that because she's such a troll in how she is on YouTube that like, if anyone else made that video, I would be like, well, it's kind of fucked up, but like, okay, that's your choice. But I feel like she's such a troll. Yeah, she's trolling something my friends die because of. And the same with the dissociative, the DID, dissociative identity disorder. It's like all of this stuff is just a joke to her. Also, good night, Kara. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, for me, like, speaking of like sexuality and gender, like just in the last 2 years, I think I realized like I'm an asexual pansexual. Like I'm pretty much asexual, but if I'm interested in somebody, I'm interested in like there's no boundaries, but like it just depends. And I'm also like I'm not non-binary, but like I also just don't care. Like my value isn't being specifically a woman. Like I feel like I am a woman, but also like if somebody was like used that, like I'm like I like when somebody asks pronouns, a lot of times I'll say I'm she, her, they, them, because I'm just like whatever. Like
I've been mistaken as a trans woman, like where people thought I was a man before.
Yeah.
That's like most of them, I don't even correct them. Like, no, she was a man. And I'm like, all right. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't care because I'm like, okay, if that whatever. It's usually when there's kind of like political argument, but like I honestly don't care because I'm like, okay.
And one of my closest friends has gotten mistaken for a trans woman a lot, and it's been really painful for her because like it's been like harassment kind of things, like not just like what?
Good night, Kara. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, good night, Kara. Oh yeah, that might be a better way to put it. I mean, I don't even know if I'm romantic so much, but it's like if I feel the urge, I'm just like it doesn't have to be a man or woman or a non-binary person. It's just like it could be anybody. But I just think that it's like it is a very kind of it can be a complicated discussion to have, which is also why I think being a troll about it just made me really frustrated because I was like, there are ways to have open, honest, raw conversations about this kind of stuff. And the way that Trisha Paytas in particular talks about these things is the opposite of like that.
Yeah, it's completely insensitive. And like Alex was saying, like people with DID are so stigmatized that this shit isn't something to troll about. It's not a mental illness that's accepted as like anxiety or depression or something more well known. Correct. So, and here's the thing: there's other things that like there are people who have depression and anxiety who do disassociate but do not have DID. Women, like there are traumatic events that cause people to disassociate, which are different things. Assault, for one thing, many people report feelings of seeing like them above the situation, knowing it was happening, like unable to stop it, but they just kind of left. So like these are things that are associated with this, and she's just making light of it. And I don't like that. I think it's disgusting and it's not funny. And the other thing I don't like about her is something that As Told by Kenya brought up multiple times is this bitch has dirt on people and she only uses it when they stop being her friend. All right. When she started getting in on her friends possibly allegedly hooking up with somebody when they weren't legal, she knew that at the time. She was hanging out with them when they weren't legal. So she knew then. But it wasn't until they kicked her out of the vlog squad, which I never watched that. That just seems like hot garbage.
Same.
But when they kicked her out of that, magically she had all the dirt. And everyone's like, oh, Trish is bringing the fire. She's there. I'm like, no, she's not. This is about her. They kicked her out. It's a if she kicked them out, she wouldn't shit. She kicked them to the she wouldn't any of this stuff because she did not kick them to the curb. She does not care.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm polite, but like I don't mean to trigger anyone. I apologize if I am.
But thank y'all for being so.
So give me a second to like, catch up to y'all.
I was saying, and you were breaking up for me in terms of audio. I don't know if that was an issue with anyone else, but yeah, I mean, I think both of us are pretty open and honest, at least as much as we can be or feel comfortable being. And it's nice to have people in the chat that are able to kind of reciprocate as much as comfortable as you feel like being. And in terms of like, I don't know if Trisha has been demonetized. I know that Chris in the chat was saying earlier, her like trans coming out video, she made $8,000 on that video.
Jesus.
So I don't think she's getting demonetized because YouTube likes their cash cows, as I think Legal and Lipstick said in the chat. Yeah, and as T mentioned, YouTube being preferential to those people.
Nope, I'm going back to potato cam. Sorry, y'all. There's not a lot I can do. It has to do with, I think it has to do with my internet here. Whenever they're expecting storms, they kind of do some weird throttle shit over here. So I do apologize, but, so far the hasn't gone off. So we're good, but you're just gonna have to deal with my like fuzzy ass for a little bit.
Oh, and Pollyanna said, oh my God, no, Audra, I was saying that you do not trigger me.
Oh, okay. Well, we did it because like, they're such touchy subjects, and I've had such a hard time. And I think that because we really started putting everything into a box, and like the LGBTQI community just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger on what we're adding to it. And I finally was just like, listen, I'm part of the LGBTQ. I'm part of that. I add the I at the end for fuck's sake. But I'm like, I'm part of that. But I don't feel like I need to fit into any specific box. I am who I am when I am that. Like that is my slogan. I am who I am when I am that. I don't like feeling like I have to commit to one thing or the other, which is, something interdimensionally within the community that becomes problematic because if you're dating a girl, she'll get upset like, well, aren't you a lesbian? I'm like, well, no.
Audrey, because here's what I was actually going to say. I'm sorry to cut you off. I feel like I have a bad habit of that. But like, I think my experience, and maybe it's because it's been more of like platonic friendship and less romantic, is that people are more open and you discuss, like you say what you just said, and they're like, okay, I get you. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you have to be this label, and this label for people to understand. It's just like how I'm still kind of figuring out how I identify. I do feel comfort in just saying that I'm queer, but I also understand that some people don't always feel comfortable using that phrase, and that's okay. But I
Yeah.
think that being able to like have these open discussions either online or over the phone or in person, being like, look, this is where I'm at. This is how I feel about things. This is who I am. And if somebody wants to be like, oh, well, you don't fit into these boxes,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can like fuck with you. I'd be like, well, bye. Because
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not playing this game of, well, what are your exact labels? And do you fit into exactly what I'm expecting in a partner and a friend? If I don't fit into that, then we're not meant to be friends or
Yeah.
partners or
Because
whatever.
I'm not gonna capitulate to make it easier for you. Because
Yeah.
that's honestly that's the whole reason for all of these labels. It's to make it easier for other people to like fit us into a spot, right? If they can say that you're this and they're like, okay, well then you're gay. Because like we say queer, but then everybody assumes that if I say queer that I'm lesbian. And I'm like, well, I'm not a lesbian. And they're like, well, oh, so you're bi? I'm like, well, I mean, not exactly. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I mean, because like if I say bi, then that means I like women and men, but that kind of excludes, trans and non-binary folks, which I'm
Yeah.
highly attracted to non-binary folks. So I'm like, so that excludes them if I just say that I'm bisexual because it means like that's male and
Yeah.
female, but you're excluding all the rest. And I'm like, but
And that's why
and
pan has been like like where I've been comfortable saying pansexual. Even though I am asexual, I'm like, like because I'm with you. Like I find a lot of non-binary people very attractive.
there was like
I'm just
the cutest. And it's so weird because like one of the things that I realized, and this might sound fucked up, I don't know, you guys can tell me later, but one of the things that I started to realize that made me understand that I was a bit different with my sexuality was the fact that I could go a place and look at someone and be like, you're not quite male, you're not quite female. I like it. And so, but like, and but the thing was, they weren't doing anything. But like, we would make eye contact to where they knew and I knew and we knew. It was. I almost look at it like when you run into a celebrity in public and they don't want you to be like, "Oh my God, it's Eminem!" So you just make eye contact and they're like, "Don't do that shit." And you're like, "I won't do that shit," but you're like, "Okay." But like, so I see you, and like, I see you. That's what it's like. And like I ran into a non-binary person at QT, and I was like, "All right, I see you." So these are the things that make like I love being able to see people, and I like people, and I just don't. Thank you, but I just don't like feeling like I have to commit to one thing in order to be where I need to be. To like I don't know, a lot of my relationships tend to be with men, but a large part of that is in due to the fact that women get upset by the fact that I'm not just straight lesbian, so they get a little stressed about
I also
it.
wanted to go back to Paulina said labels are the tools of capitalist binary. Fuck yes. And I
Yeah.
also just wanted to say this is further back, so you might not be able to find it. But Yoga with Mo earlier said Trisha makes people feel less likely to believe others that actually have the mental illnesses. I have PTSD that triggered my fibromyalgia, and people argue with me that I don't, so I don't ever talk about it. Your PTSD and your fibromyalgia are valid, and I'm sorry that you can't talk about it because people do not believe you. That's total trash, and that's why she in particular frustrates me, because anyone that trivializes these huge things that define people's lives and oftentimes like stops them from being able to kind of move forward in
Mm-hmm.
life is so disheartening.
Well, yeah, because it's like the more closed-minded people are, and the more they push in these specific directions. It's just so hard. Like I literally just I look at her and I'm like, you're doing all of this bad, and you could be doing like what bothers me about her is that she could be doing so much good. That's what kills me about her. She could actually be doing a shit ton of good and have as many followers by doing good. And I think that's a lot of these people. If you were actually doing good, we would be there. But you're assholes. Like
or just don't do bad. You don't even have to be like a Mother Teresa. Just don't be a gaping asshole, which is my favorite phrase to call people. Like don't be bad. You don't have to be good, because I don't think anyone like needs to like be that kind of person in the world, because not everyone can, but you don't have to also be terrible.
Yeah.
They better not change. Nice, very nice. Also, I wanted to say to Yolanda earlier, she said, wait, where is it?
Sorry, the chat just like, y'all are getting ahead. Like, y'all just be fucking with me. Like, y'all.
Oh, Yolanda said, y'all don't know how affirming these chats are. Audra, Emily, and the whole Look At It gang. I'm so glad everyone's here, and like I feel like for a very long time I couldn't like say some of the things that I've said, even in this chat, just like on the internet as a whole. And yes, you do not have to perform femininity to be accepted. And I'm just like, I could just be me and figure myself out as I go as well. And like, I'm 35 years old, and yes, I'm still figuring myself out. So anybody that's younger or older than me, if you're still figuring yourself out, that's totally fucking cool. Yeah. And I'm glad you're on the journey, because a lot of us, I feel like, I'll say a lot of women in my life, myself and others, a lot of us that are women or identify as women, didn't have the opportunity to really find ourselves, because we spent years and years and years trying to fit into the boxes that our family, our friends, our partners, society expected us to be. And it took a breaking point or a reaching point of being like, I don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
I don't have to be any of that. I can just be me. And now I get to figure out who the fuck is me.
I mean, it literally took me. It wasn't like I knew it. I think I knew deep down that something was different about me earlier. And then it wasn't until I got divorced or like my marriage broke up that I started to be like, I mean, but even before that, like I remember, because the reason I have dissonant sevens comment on here, though I've easily mistaken for a woman from the neck up, people forget like the whole Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails, orgy, like this whole movement at one point in time where being very like fluid was a thing. Because I think his name was like Jay Gordon was the lead singer of Orgy. And the whole thing, like the face paint, like all of this stuff, but it was very fluid. Like, yes, you knew he was a man per se, but like everything else was performing femininity, right? Yeah. And then like there was another part that was performing masculinity. So you were never really sure how to feel. And like a lot of guys hated the band, whereas a lot of girls like me were like, well. So like, and that introduced me into like goth and goth guys, girls, because the goth community is honestly one of the best at gender fluidity, because there's not really like, there's not set rules for how you have to look and behave. And so that also like, that was in my 20s or so where I really started to like explore that part of it and be like, oh, well, maybe I'm not just gay. Like I thought I was gay, but I'm not like gay. What's going on? And then I was like, well, but I also like dudes. What's that? Maybe I'm bisexual, but that doesn't make sense because she does not look like anything. Like,
as you said, so the birth of the guy liner.
Always having back. I'm not sure. You know, I'd be like, what? And the thing was, it never occurred to me to walk up to a person and be like, are you a girl or a guy? I just walk up and be like, nah. No, just kidding. I had issues. Like, listen, I lived in Los Angeles during the rave days. Y'all need to back up off me.
I mean, I never felt like I was I don't think I've been particularly attracted to traditionally masculine men or non-binary people, but as soon as like I was exposed to more fluid men and non-binary people, particularly, and I wasn't necessarily in the goth scene, but like looking at musicians within that world, and like I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, this changes things.
I'm gonna pay. I shall return.
Okay.
I know it's been like 2 hours, but there's 41 people here. I don't want to be a dick. I'm gonna go pee and I'll come back.
Alex said Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day was one of my first crushes, mostly because chat just jumped because of eyeliner. Wait, I missed it. Oh no, I lost it. No, I lost it. Mostly because of the eyeliner and bisexuality. Yeah, I didn't have a crush on him, but the eyeliner thing just changed it. Just visually changed everything. Oh yes, up there with the metrosexual for me, watershed moments, and just how archaic people still have been during my lifetime. Yeah, metrosexual it's a sad word because it's just like, why do we have to define it that way? Oh wait, Mindy's comment. Emily, you nailed it. Raised by diehard Southern Baptists, I spent my whole life not fitting in, and I'm totally straight female, but still don't fit in. That's the thing, is that I feel like for me, I always felt like I was the odd person out in my family, especially in my like between my brothers and me and my parents, but even within my immediate family, I just always felt like I was the odd one out, and it's definitely not changed over the years. I just finally reached a point where I was like, not being whoever I'm supposed to be, it's really fucking boring and kind of terrible. So let's just try to figure out who we are and be it. Oh, I love this comment. I can't highlight the comments, but I'm just going to read them. Legal lipstick. Honestly, if it became more mainstream for men to wear makeup, women would stop getting comments about looking like crap when they're not wearing makeup. So for that reason alone, I'm here for it. Exactly. I'm really here for like, I would like to see makeup, and I don't know, I would just like to see feminine traits or feminine things to be more accepted with men, so that doing it or not doing it can be truly optional and not a place of judgment. Ooh, I didn't know that about Bad Bunny. Sincerely, Alex said, I think there's an appeal to folks like Bad Bunny too. People who are otherwise masculine but indulge in traditionally feminine things like nail painting. Okay, Feffy, you're going to know who I'm talking about. That makes me think of Rick Martinez from Bon Appetit, who wears nail polish and wears pretty vibrant like print pattern colors on his button-down shirts, but has this like kind of masculine edge to him as well. Oh wait, Pete is going to bed. Oh. Wait. Good night, Pete. Have a good morning when you get up.
Good night, Pete. I came back just in time to say good night. Sorry, I had that whole thing where you're like, oh, there's not enough toilet paper on the roll, and then had to do the like weird little dance, the weird I don't have enough toilet paper walk to the toilet. So
oh my gosh, I'm just looking at what did I just see? I'm seeing something about Dr. Drew.
Maybe not entertained, but sexually.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's weird that we like live in a world where we are constantly, and I've said this before, it is weird to me that we have to call a purse a merce and like add man to the front of it. It's still a fucking purse. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman carrying it. It's still a fucking purse. Calling it a merce doesn't make it any less a purse. It's still a purse. So all of these things that we do to try to like justify masculinity, it's sad because I'm like, if you are a man intimidated by the fact that you have a feminine side, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I literally don't know what to say to you. Like, why are you intimidated by that? Why does it bother you? It shouldn't, because if you're secure in your masculinity, wearing a purse should be nothing to you. And that's like, honestly, it's a weird thing that I will judge someone on if I'm dating them. Like, if I'm dating a man, I'm like, hey, can you hold my bag right quick while I go to the bathroom? If he's like holding it like, oh my God, it's a fucking purse, like, oh Jesus, then like, I don't want to date you, because obviously you can't handle who I am, because I'm not always going to be wearing dresses and skirts. There's going to be long periods of time where I'm perfectly comfortable wearing like this mode. Like, one of my favorite Instagram pics ever is where I'm at a bowling alley and I'm wearing this like moto jacket, skinny pants, and I just look very masculine in that photo, particularly masculine. I love that photo. It's one of my favorite. And I'm like making this weird expression. I'm like, the fuck? But like, I love that because it encapsulates me as a whole. Because like, there's a tank top in there. Like, and when you see me in my videos, you see like a lot of times I'm wearing tank tops. I like tank tops. Yeah. I don't necessarily feel the need to always have on a frilly shirt to be like, I'm a girl doing a beauty video. Like, I'm like, no, I'm going to wear a fucking tank top because like I'm comfortable. And this is what I went to bed in. You're welcome. This is what I went to bed in. Like, these days, like right now, quarantine, not having a job and job hunting and applying for jobs. Let me tell you, I take a shower at night. I put on all my clothes. And then when I get up and I decide I'm going to film, I don't change. I wear the same damn tank top. I'm like, I'm still clean.
This is why I'm wearing this sweater. I've been wearing this sweater off and on for the past month.
Yeah, I mean, like,
in live streams or not. I'm sorry. Y'all accept me for me. If you're tired of seeing the same top, you can find another channel to watch. Also, I love it. Polietta said, masculinity is so fragile. They got to prop it up constantly or else it begins to immediately crumble.
It does. And that's like so sad, because I'm like, if you can't be a man without me being like, oh, I'm just a dainty little female, I can't open things. Ignore my fucking muscles because I'm quite strong. Just like pretend I'm a sweet little girl who can't do a fucking thing without you. Like, I build furniture, bitch. Like, I'm serious. Like, there's a table in my house. Like, my mom was asking me because my mom's getting me, because my mom, I'm her only child. Don't be shitty to me. But like, my mom, she got upset because the TV I bought right before I lost my job, it doesn't fit on my entertainment center. And I was like, well, I can't fucking buy one now. Like, I have to pay rent. Like, I have enough money to pay like this rent, June's rent. So I was like, well, can't do that now. My mom's like, I'm going to get you an entertainment center because it just drives me crazy every time I come over. And so she's asking me all these questions. And she's like, well, I mean, but if I buy it and I send it to you, can you put it together? I'm like, yes. Mom, do you not remember I put together that table? Still fucking standing. Like, all of the shelving and shit, I did that. I put this together. Like, nobody did that for me. I did that. That's who I am. I've always been kind of a handy person. And I feel like, honestly, that's one of the things that led to my divorce, was that I was like, I mean, I'm tired of pretending like I'm like super small and feminine to make you feel better. Like, I'm not. Like, I can do things. Bye, Keisha. Have a good night.
Yeah, enjoy dinner. Like, I'm not a handy person at all, but I also want to say, like, one of my favorite pieces in my wardrobe is a black leather jacket. That's kind of like a moto style jacket. And when I get a fresh short cut and I have that jacket on, that's like some of my favorite pictures that like I've ever put on Instagram or generally taken. Like, I'm feeling the best. But I also wear my makeup. I wear that black leather jacket with like cute skirts or crop tops or things that I like. But I've also worn it with sweatpants or jeans or whatever. And it's just like, style doesn't dictate who I am as a person. It's just part of who it is, but it isn't. Like, it doesn't dictate my gender is really what it comes down to. It's just like, I feel good in this, cool. I'm going to wear it a lot.
Yeah, because I find that, like, for me personally, I feel better. Like, I tend to, like, mix and match it where I'm kind of a cross of feminine and masculine at the same time.
Same.
So I tend to, like, that is the style I tend to gravitate towards. You know, like, even I'm trying to pull some of this up. Like, even this photo that I have here, it's like this. It's like me, and I'm wearing, you know, a cap, and I kind of have both things going. Where it's like I'm a girl, but like, could I also be kind of a dude? Yeah, I don't care. And like, I like that kind of style where I'm doing my thing, and it's my thing, and it's a thing that I enjoy, as opposed to feeling very much like I have to perform femininity at all times. Yeah. I don't want to perform it all the time. I don't want to. There are just times where I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like being a fucking girl right now. I feel like being a dude. Like, one of my favorite pics, because I'm never going to have abs like that again. But like,
that's amazing.
Dude, I was fucking
strong as fuck.
I was killing it then. Like, now I'm like soft, but like, I was killing it then. And I posted it because I wanted to be like, yo. And so this will be the last ones that I show. But this is like more of like, I'm wearing the heels and all that stuff. Same outfit, but you add the hat to it. And like, that's what I do. So I like to just be able to play around with who I am. Oh, I'm sorry. I said that was going to be the last one, but this was the one I was actually referring to. It was me in the moto jacket. Look at my
fantastic.
Face. So these are the kinds of things that I live with. And I like to just be who I am whenever the fuck I am that. That's why I get annoyed by people constantly trying to put me and anyone into a box, because I'm like, I don't fit into a specific box. Can I be very feminine at times? Yes. But can I also be masculine? Yeah. You know, and you have men just saying like dumb shit to you on the regular, like talking shit about kings. And can we stop this fucking king conversation, please? Please? Because I'm over it. I'm tired of it. Like,
I also love Beffy in the chat teaching T the word bicon. Bicon is like the best word ever.
Yeah.
My icon. And yes, and T mentioned how hoodies and leather jackets make you feel amazing in your body. And I feel that. It's like, I don't know, my leather jacket, I can put it on any outfit and I'm just like, oh, I'm done. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, because I used to spend a lot of time on fashion. I didn't get a lot of traction with it because my fashion sense and style, again, was very like, I do what I want. And so it made it like not palatable for everybody, because they're like, well, she's skinny, but like, is she a girl? I don't know. Is she a man? I don't know. Is she trans? We don't know. So it made it really difficult for them to like, for anybody to really want to like sponsor or be like, hey, we're going to send you some shit.
Yeah.
And Frank and Oak actually is like the closest to like my actual daily, like my regular daily style. Because right now I'm wearing these hideous ass LuLaRoe leggings. Listen, we're not going to judge. But here's the thing about these. I've had them. I ain't throwing them out. Like, they're umbrellas. Listen, they're umbrellas. But I'm not going to throw them out because like they still fit. Like, why am I going to do that? But I tend to wear these with like weird shit. And so it was just like, also, I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting a quarantine bootay. And I'm like, look at you. I was shaking it today. I was just like doing like little like twerk moves, like yeah, get it. Like, I was all excited. So I love our family. I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all are amazing. Sherry, good night.
People are talking about the Bundys, like Peggy Bundy, like hyper feminine, holding on power. Yes. I can't do heels. Like, I just can't walk in them. They're not good for my body. I just can't. I would though. I would if I like. I don't sacrifice like comfort in my style choices, but I find them to be just spectacular on people that can and want to wear them. And like a Peggy Bundy look.
Listen, you could kill it in some kitten heels, actually.
Oh, no. I tried. They're bad.
What did you do? Listen, I have an uncanny ability. I can make anybody walk in heels if they want to. But the real trick to heels is like, depending on what you're doing, depends on what heels you wear. So literally, if you are not going to be walking, you can wear heels like this.
I live in New York City. Like, I'm always walking.
Like Bethany's right. Anyone can do heels. Anyone. Because for the longest time I thought I couldn't. And then for like almost 2 years, 2 solid years, I was wearing stilettos. And I did not like heels. And I was just wearing stilettos for 2 solid years. Just like.
So I'll put it out into the world, because if I don't ask, I wouldn't know. I have really, really wide feet. I have like triple E wide feet, like size 7.5, triple E wide. If anybody can find heels in that size, because that's the problem, is that if I go to like a mainstream store, I can find shoes that I don't even find shoes that fit. But like I could get away with sometimes buying like sandals, but anything like a heel, it's extremely uncomfortable. But yeah, if somebody has like, hey, here's some brilliant shoe resources, I'm listening. And I agree, Alex. I'm over gender norm BS.
Part of heels too is that like inserts are your fucking best friend. So like me, for instance, I'm extremely like I am flat-footed to the max. Like flat-footed to where like I have flooring. If I got pissed off and stomped, you would hear me. It's just like slap, 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 slap. But
I love that you said that.
It's like if I got inserts, especially on the heel portion of it, and actually it's better if you get the heel and the ball. Just don't fuck with the middle for me and my flat feet. But what I found is when I got those inserts, it helped me to be able to like have a stance. Because I like years ago, I've told you this in Marco Polo. One of my most watched videos is like how to walk in heels. And I did this, let's see, it had to be 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. But I was like just doing a tutorial about how to walk in heels, how to dance in heels, because a lot of it, especially dancing, you don't move your feet, girl. You do not move your feet. You stand like literally. If you have on heels, I'm standing up over here. You can't. You guys.
It's like how I dance normally. I understand. That's how I dance. I don't move my feet.
People do like when they want to do all this shit. I'm like, no. Your feet stay here, and you do your body. Like y'all can't see it, but you do your body. Like, da, 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 da. Listen, every Friday, my neighbors have to put up with me like doing my whole suavemente like deal. Like every Friday.
I have 2 things to say. So you know how you say you don't want to fuck with eyeshadow, you just want it to work? That's me with shoes.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with inserts and learning. I just want them to work. But I'm listening. I would hear you out. But also, Tracy in the chat, wears size 7.5 triple E as well. What in the fuck is life? Because everyone that I know that has really wide feet generally has bigger feet. So they're like, just buy men's shoes, because you can like they'll make them wider, but even the smallest men's shoes are too big for me. So the fact that somebody in our chat randomly has the same size, and I can't do boots more often than not because of my thick like calves, and there's a lot of boots that get made that have maybe wide width but not thick calves. Like shoes as a whole are just a whole, like I could go on a very long rant about it. But yeah, like I would be looking into it. But
Mo, you suffer from the endo too, girls? Me too. Like right now I have like approximately let me feel it. I have about 15 extra pounds because my endometriosis has not let up. It has held on. This is this has been sucky because it's held on longer than usual. So I have been more tired than usual. And when I do get bursts of energy, I fucking take advantage of it as hard as I fucking can. But otherwise I'm asleep. Like I'll like, Today was a good day because I was able to apply to like 3 jobs. I was able to apply to 3 jobs.
That's amazing.
But I literally just like fell the fuck out. Like after I did it and all that, I was so fucking dead ass tired, and I've been exhausted, and I didn't realize how much. As women, I'm going to say this. We have a lot of hidden illness, and it's stuff that no one can see, and so nobody cares. Nobody cares to like actually give you sympathy or any of that. But like, I suffer from endometriosis. My extreme tiredness is a side effect. So there is a portion of time where that I can do nothing about, where I'm like, I'm tired. And
that's somebody who Marco Polo is with her. I see that. And and when you're just like, sorry, I took another nap. I'm like, take all the naps you need, because Also, I just wanted to... Oh, that's amazing. Speaking of Bambi fresh out of the womb, Bethany made a comment earlier saying, wait, I don't think heels make you look feminine, just tall and wobbly, but I dig it. I think there's something really special about what heels do to women's bodies. I love your response, because
I was crying because I genuinely didn't know that anybody besides feet creeps watched that. And it just like, you just made my whole, like, this is why I make you, like, this is why I do YouTube. I am not going to cry. I'm not going to cry, but like, this is why I do you. I'm going to keep these tears firmly inside the eyes.
Oh,
like, that's why I do YouTube. It's because of shit like this, because like, full circle, didn't realize it was me, and I did that video, and she watched it. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, so old school. It was like, I was living, and I think the reason I had the emotional response is because I was like living in my friend's house at that time. I wasn't even fully divorced at that point in time. Like, we were just separated, and it all actually had to do with me being an individual and being like, I want to make it go and doing my makeup thing and doing this. And he didn't support me. And to find out that somebody saw a video that I did that, like, that's fucking nuts. Like, it kills me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, don't apologize. I want you to keep talking about it. Oh,
it just like made a thing. I'm so sorry.
This is the power of this fucking chat.
I am so sorry, y'all. I just, that was a time in my life where I just was I was really trying to like make my creative dreams come true. And like, I was told that like constantly and consistently that I was a loser and I wouldn't be able to do it. And nobody could do this thing. And so it just really was one of those things, like, for this to come back around when I was told over and over again that I was basically a stupid piece of shit for trying to do this. And then I just made this like random fucking video, because I was just talking about like how you wear heels, and to find out like, oh my God, this is I just don't even know. I'm like literally trying to like stop any tears from coming like off my face.
And I'm like crying out, Audra, feel your feelings. I'm over here being like your little like emotional cheerleader.
Oh, I don't know what to, like, that just like I'm so sorry. That was like completely unexpected. It just took me by surprise.
No apologies needed. And I agree, because I was getting emotional in Kelsey's chat because she was emotional because like everyone's super chatting her. Everyone was like, we support you, we believe in you, and just like and not even just super chats, but like there was all these messages, and I was just like, oh fucking God, this community. And then in here all night, yes, you are the greater.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I don't even know how to
also
because like that made me cold. And for her to go, I didn't know
like, that was you. Oh my God. Oh, she's like, that's amazing.
Because like I basically shared the knowledge that I use to be able to walk in heels, because nobody really tells you that. So the thing about heels, especially when you start hitting stiletto and all this shit. Thank you, T. I'm not a weak bitch. I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with crying. There actually isn't. We women can cry when we want to. I just don't like to. But the thing about it is, like, heels are very interesting because nobody actually teaches us how to walk in them. You just decide to wear them one day, and then you have to like fucking baby deer your way around it. And so I just did a video just trying to like explain, like, here's how you walk in them. Like, you can do the foot in front, you can do this, you can do this. And it, like, all of it is about like shifting weight. And that's just like fucking nuts. Like, I'm like, I'm over here like red-eyed and crying. Like, at this juncture, I'm going to leave.
I also just want to say, Tracy, thank you. I saw your comment about shoes and I took a picture of the screen so I wouldn't lose that. So thank you for that. Cry, feel it, because you've been through a journey, and like, I don't know, to go through everything and then be like, holy shit, somebody did see that video of mine. That says a lot. Like,
I know. It's just, we cry thug tears. Listen, G, I used to call it, because of King of the Hill, I called it pain water.
King of the Hill, iconic.
Yeah, King of the Hill, because like the dad who had no shins. Cotton, like, I lost my shins and now. So he was like, oh, the pain water. Like, he refused to call it crying.
I forgot about the pain water, but I definitely know that show and that grandpa.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You guys are amazing. I don't have words for it. That like whole thing was just like, yeah. So that's why you get the inserts, because if you like, you get inserts. And then also, Alex, there are people who make heels that your feet are in them like this, but the heel is like this. It's fucking weird. Like, your foot is just like this, and then the heel is like doing like the fucking most. I can't get my hands to do it, but your heel is like doing this, and your foot is still fucking flat. I don't know how they did it. I don't know the magic. I don't know the sorcery, but I've run into those, and I'm like, oh my fucking, who did this? The key is to get a platform, actually. Because I know that people keep saying that, oh, platform's out of style. I don't give a fuck if a platform's out of style.
Oh no, I don't care about style. I love platforms. I love the look of platforms, but I don't own any. Also,
like, saves your life.
I'm so glad to you saying I've had a high stress, very busy week with work, and I'm so excited to be able to hang out with you guys tonight. I love this community.
Me too.
Me too.
I mean, honestly, like, you said it in your video, like, and it's something I've been saying to Emily for a long time, and we've been talking about it for a while. And I've been like, there's a shift in the community where we are no longer interested in your PR hauls. We don't care about your fucking car. We don't care about your fancy fucking closet. And we no longer want to deal with your problematic ass. These people don't, and like, I even tried to make them a warning video, being like, don't pick it up on the fucking Patreon. Like, I tried.
And I use your Patreon video as a reference for other people. And I have to say, to your video and talking about no niche channel, like how niche channels are dead. And this is something I kept saying to Audra, because we kept going back and forth of like, what do I include on my channel? What do maybe I make only for patrons? And I think I was the one that was like, just put everything on your channel. Put everything on your channel. Because kind of being greedy over here, being like, no, but I like all your content. And I want to, I mean, I can join your Patreon, and I probably will, because that's what friends do. But
if you're my Patreon, you like see me be all fucking crazy, like with my mom just busting it. For those of you that don't know, my mom lives in my apartment complex. All right. So when she wants to come over, I just unlock my door. And there are times when I'm filming and she just busts in. She's talking on the phone, and my mom is 65. So she does that like thing where she's shouting on the phone. She's like, Melinda, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Jesus, mom. So you see like these kind of moments and like that kind of shit on my Patreon, because I don't even know. And I don't even try to stop it. I'm like, I mean, this is happening. Like, what am I going to do? She's like, you should.
But yeah.
Like, that's my mom. She's fucking supportive as fuck. And she's like, you should do my makeup on your channel. I'm like, okay, mom. I'm like, I'm terrible at doing other people's makeup for the most part now. Like, I used to be semi good at it. And I say that, but like, what's weird is like, lately, if you catch me doing foundation, I'm like doing this to my own head. I'm like, I'm like acting like I'm doing makeup on another person. But yeah, so my mom is funny, and I love the Legetta gang. I love everybody. I'm honestly like, y'all, I don't know what I would do. Like this whole quarantine, all of this, I don't know what I would do without my YouTube fam. Like y'all, and then being able to Marco Polo with Emily and Kara and Britt Clark. Like this shit has kept me together because there was a point in time where I was an essential employee. So I was going to work in the heart of Dallas. It was downtown Dallas, which has been significantly hit by all this mess. And it started to get like, you can ask Emily because it did start to get stressful.
Yeah.
Where I was like outside being like, I don't know why the fuck I'm here. Like this is fucking weird. Like there's nobody on the fucking streets. Like it just got really, really stressful because when I wasn't, by the time I had to stop working there, they had just mandated that you had to wear a mask. There wasn't like an if and or but. It was like you have to. And I have trouble, like I will wear a mask, but I honestly do have trouble because I have sinus issues and I have all like, so if you have sinus issues, you can't breathe very well through your nose. And then it's also draining through your throat. So like you have this like double issue where you're like, so I'm like breathing in this mask, like some kind of weirdo. And it does make it a little bit difficult for me. And I have to like kind of calm myself down. Yes, it is scary. Like Dallas is like, a lot of people don't know this. Dallas is way fucked up right now. And it has been fucked up. And I work for someone who didn't seem to understand that Dallas was fucked up. And I literally could have been doing my job at my house. But because they insisted I come into that office, my mom is 65, I said. So the stress was there that I was in a building that had 2 confirmed cases. And if I didn't have to worry about my mom, it would have been fine. But I worry about my mom. I come into contact with my mom. I can't be like constantly going into this building that they refuse to shut down, 2 confirmed cases, few other businesses in there. And I'm just like, I can't deal with this. How am I supposed to focus on work and doing my job when I'm like, there's like people fucking getting the shit in my building and I don't know who they are. And I'm just coming in, I'm getting on this elevator. Like my mom might come into contact with me. I don't feel comfortable. So it was very, very stressful. And by the time that all ended, I was almost relieved because I was like, I have been so stressed out. Thank you. I feel a little bit better. So yeah. Yolanda, I'm so glad it's not just me. Because I was just having so much problem.
Also, Thorn Dissonant 7 said, my doctor gave me a plastic thing to jam up my nose to help with my breathing and I wish I knew what it was called because everyone should have them right now.
Yes.
That sounds amazing because I was going out with a bandana on for a while. Like I went out like twice in 3 weeks or something, but like every trip out, it was a struggle. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm fat, but like I don't have this much trouble breathing normally. Like I know I'm fat. And then a friend of mine, actually an internet friend, sent me 2 masks that she sewed. I'll show them off because they're so cute. It's made with pumpkin fabric. And this has been much easier to wear. But it's still like not easy, but it was much easier than the bandana. Like I felt like I could actually breathe like a mostly normal person. Also, folks in the chat talking about YouTubers doing pantry videos. Are you even like, why? Why are people doing pantry videos in the middle of?
So this is the mask my mom got for me. But it's like, I can't breathe. It's like, so I'm like, I honestly start to panic in it. And like, I have anxiety issues for real. So I start to panic. I'm like, I can't breathe.
Well, that's what Alex said in the chat. The masks and not be able to breathe don't help my anxiety.
Thank you. Because I just start getting like panicked and that does not help me. Oh my gosh. Hi, sincerely, Alex. I didn't know you were here. Have you been here this whole time? Yeah. And I just like missed you.
She's been popping it out.
Okay. Y'all, by the way, if you don't follow her on Instagram, like you're missing all the shit because
Yes.
her eye looks, like actually it's because of her like little eye looks that I decided to like explore and do some like weird funky shit. Like it doesn't look good in this lighting, but I have pictures of it that I took pictures of it. So it looks better like that. But yeah. Yes. Yes. I like
Yeah.
that's the actual reason I resisted wearing it is because I cannot deal with not being able to breathe. Like if I get a bad enough cold where I can't breathe, it causes the same problem. Where I'm like I have issues. Yes. Yeah. So that stress was really intense. And like I said, the thing that really bothered me was that I could have done my job from my home that whole time. But the
Yeah.
people who owned it insisted that I keep coming in, and that it just got to a stress level that I couldn't handle. I was like, listen, I'm coming in here every day. I'm getting up. I can't sleep well. Like all this shit's going on. I'm trying not to look at the fucking news to see what's going on. But like, even if I don't look at the news, I know my building is shut down. The parking garage would not let you in. You had to like buzz in, and they had to know that you worked in that building to let you in. That's how shut down the building was. It wasn't like, oh, you could just park down there and they wouldn't let you in the lobby. Like, no, you couldn't even park in the parking garage.
Yeah.
So there was a whole lot of shit going on that was like very, very moss for me and my anxiety, and it became way too much. So by the time they were like, okay, well, you have to go, I was like, all right, well, fine, because my stress levels are too high. I can't breathe. I'm going to sleep and my heart is like beating too hard. And I already have heart palpitation issues because of my blood pressure, which is due to my hyperthyroidism. So I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. So I think, started Marco Poloing probably like maybe it was a month before you lost your job, or maybe more than a month. But I just remember kind of watching this like stressed Audra, like the evolution, or I always say like devolution, like devolving. And by the time you lost your job, I was kind of like, because I knew more, I was like, thank God that happened, because I knew you were like okay. But like if you were not okay, I would have been like, that's terrible, but also like maybe it's time to take some time for yourself. But instead, you basically just have been able to take some time for yourself. Still
Yeah.
stressful, but not working for somebody that doesn't believe in the
Oh
thing
no,
that's
it didn't
going
believe
around.
in two confirmed
Yeah,
cases in the building. It was
yeah,
it was moss. And it's funny to have an outsider, like not outsider, but like you know what I mean. You weren't here while it was happening, but you saw
yeah,
you like change from like day to day to day to
yeah,
day. And so day to day, you saw me like be like, okay, well, because there were other things, like there are things that people don't realize that are changing. Like for instance, the schizophrenic homeless. Previously, the police like they knew kind of like to hide until nighttime because there was a strong police presence. Well, as soon as there were no people, the police presence disappeared. And so you would like I had this guy who would pop up every once in a while, literally yelling at no one there. No one. Just like walking, and I would have to hide from him because if he happened to see you, he would put you in the conversation with whomever he was having. And I didn't want to deal with it. I was like, ooh. So this man is like yelling and like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, ugh. So like my levels were going way up and I was having more and more difficulty. So it's like, ugh.
yeah. Yeah, I was watching that like just that change, and I was like, that's really, it was scary to see, and I was like, I don't understand how you were handling it, to be honest.
I don't know either. It was like weird magic. Feffy, thank you. She said that, by the way, Audra, I noticed a change in your videos. You seem lighter and more relaxed, even though the circumstances are not ideal. It's because honestly, like, so listen, if I could do YouTube full time, I would. Because when I have like my regular job plus YouTube, I'm actually having to like shove YouTube in, right? Like,
Yeah.
so depending on the week, like when me and my mom would get our hair done, for instance, If it was the Saturday we had to get our hair done, then that meant I had to like film at least 3 videos in the week. So that meant I had to get off work, let Bo out, feed him, let him out again, come in, film, like, and edit, and like, and I knew I had all this stuff on my mind. So I'm like running in this circle because I know I have to get this stuff done, because when you have a very small channel, you can't take days off. You can't not have content for a week. You have to make sure you have stuff like always up. So with that being the case, I didn't ever have like a period of time where it was like, okay, because if me and my mom were getting our hair done, that meant I wasn't going to be home until like 2 or so, which meant I was also going to take a nap until 4, because once I eat, I'm like, so we would go out, get our hair done, eat, and then like go shopping or whatever. And then I would come home and take a nap. So that meant I was like, I'm going to be filming from like 4 to 8 or 10. And then Sunday, I would try to normally film like backup just in case I hated what I filmed Saturday. So it was all very like, But now that I don't have that like stress of like, I have my daytime job, which that'll come back again. But right now I don't have the stress of I have my daytime job. I got to come in, I got to do this, get this shit done. Now that I don't have that, I'm like, all right, then I can film when it's like relaxing and I don't have to like rush into it, and I can be my whole weird ass self.
like exactly what. Just being yourself instead of trying to be who they think YouTube will want to promote and be successful.
Yeah, because I have a lot of like, here's the thing, I have some 10-minute content and I have some 30-minute content. Like a lot of my 10-minute content is just me like remarking on a situation, but then like my more in-depth stuff, like especially when I'm talking about movies, specifically horror movies, but when I'm talking about movies, that's going to be a whole other deal. Like I'm going to sit here and be like, okay, so, and I'm going to tell you the whole story from like the perspective of me, I guess, me and my dumbass self. But yeah, I mean, I am more relaxed, and to be honest, I haven't been this rested since God knows when. I don't know when. I don't know the last time that I actually allowed myself a moment to relax.
Good night, Alex.
Take care of them sugar gliders. I love them. Oh. They're so fucking cute. Like, have you seen them? They're so cute. They're like little flying
so rats. Fucking cute.
I like rats. So like that's not a thing. I like rats. Oh my gosh, why are there still so many of you here? Like, go to bed.
Y'all are amazing. Oh, actually, I mean, you kind of answered this, but Kelly Vino asked, "How are you doing? Like, how are you doing now, or how are you now?"
Now I am feeling better, much better. My sleep. So here's the other thing. I've worked nights before, but as a night owl, I don't want to work nights. I just want to hang out nights. So that's the problem. So it's problematic because I am a true night owl, and that I become very active after like 9:30. Whether we're doing a live or not, me and Emily do the same thing. We can like Saturday night, no lives are happening. We may not talk to each other all day. 9:30, the shit pops off, and we're going at like 2:00 in the morning, and then we go to sleep. And like one of us, it like doesn't always alternate, but one of us usually tells the other like, "All right, well, I'll see you in the morning," and the other one's like already going to bed. And the one who was like already going to bed wakes up and says, "Hey, good morning." Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, while we may go to bed at 2 or 3 a.m., we're up at 5 or 6 every fucking time.
Well, you are. I might not be, but you are because of Bo.
You are, because you are up. Like you have
sometimes, yes.
At like
that's true.
Sometimes 7 a.m. your time or 5 a.m. your time. You're hit like I'm like this bitch. She went to sleep at like 2:00, so it's like.
Well, yeah. My thing is I'm a night owl, and I also. Either I don't get consistent sleep or I sleep hard like a rock. But it's like there are times that I'll like it's kind of like little naps, and then I'm up, and then I'm down again, and then I'm up. So yeah.
I've needed that. Like just my endometriosis alone causes me to need a lot of naps. Like I just like right now it's unusual. I don't know what's going on with it right now, but the pain and bloating has stuck around longer than usual. So like the past few days, like there was one day where I was super active, and then like, and I did all that. And then it's been going downhill for the most part ever since then. I'm just like, and I like, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm like, ugh. It seems like I like to go.
But
Listen,
if you're like a more, I mean, if you're a true morning person, I feel like so much envy of true morning people, because I had jobs for years and years and years where like I needed to be a morning person, but I was not, and it was a struggle for every day.
But people think I am because I'm cheery, but I'm not a morning person. I'm just polite. Yeah. I was in Abby's life for like a little bit, and I don't know. I think I just went to bed. That's what happened. Like I was in Abby's life, and then I was like taking a shower, and I was like, so.
Oh my God. Alex just said, so lately, if I'm not doing a live stream, Marco Poloing with Audra or Kara, I'm Instagram chatting with Alex. Like we're like Instagram videoing back and forth. I'm like, I've been the most social I've ever been, I think, but it's also because it's on my own terms and it's not being forced into, like, I've had to take some phone calls and do some work related stuff that's like social from home, but much less so than in my old work situations.
Yeah. I mean, I have one work from home job that might be panning out for me. It doesn't pay much, but like that I have some testing to do for it. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, y'all, we're about to hit our 3-hour mark. So we've got to like, first of all, let y'all go to bed or like whatever. But Daisy, you actually gave me an idea because you said you were watching her because she was on late and there was no one else to talk to. There are times when I'm like up at like 12 and I just want to like hop on and I don't. So I might just start doing that, being like, popping in. Hey, it's me. And yes, Kelly, rats are amazing. I love them. But yeah, so I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. Sorry, I started like getting a little weepy. I did not intend that. But like that hit me in like a spot.
That was so sweet. That was so sweet.
It was one of those things where I was like, the fuck? Fefi, you're not the only one. I am like so much more. It's funny because I'm so much more social than I ever would be like in real life, because in real life it's very draining. And that's one of the things I like about Marco Polo. Again, not a plug for Marco Polo, but I'm going to tell you guys, Marco Polo is fantastic because Emily, like we could be talking and she can send me a Marco Polo at 12:45. I can look at it but be like, I'm going to bed instead. And I like, and I'll just go to sleep. And like, she's not offended. Even if she sees that I'm here, she's not like, she's here and she didn't respond. She's like, oh, well, she saw it. I'll go to sleep. I wake up and go, good morning, to pick up where you left off. Da, 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 da. And then I tell her stuff. And then I'll be like, oh, let me rewatch to make sure I didn't forget anything. And then I add in stuff, do a couple more. I go back to sleep for a little while. Emily gets up and she's like, ah. And so it's very like you can answer when you want to, and it's not offensive when you choose to do it, and nobody's mad. Yeah. I'm Marco Polo with quite a few YouTube people, actually. Like there's 4 of y'all. So it's like there's 4 people that I'm Marco Poloing with on YouTube regularly. It just really makes like the whole thing easier, and I like it. I don't even like texting anymore now because of it. I'm like, don't text me, Marco Polo. Can you Marco Polo? Can you just tell me what you want? Like.
Also, I have to say, so Fefi and Yolanda has said you're still afraid, or you're afraid to DM people. Look, within this, I would say mid-range to smaller community, especially on YouTube or Instagram, people, one, if you DM somebody and they're an asshole about it, fuck them. If they don't answer you, that happens. Things get missed, things get forgotten. I'm that way with text and with DMs. If I read it and I don't respond right away, a lot of times my brain thinks, oh, I responded. And then I'll realize 2 weeks later, I never responded. And I'm like, I'm a fucking asshole. But also people are nice and kind. And if they have the time and energy to respond, they will. And don't feel like you're imposing on yourself. Like, obviously, if you're sitting there being like, I need you to review these 10 items, let me know you saw my message. I mean, then I'd be like, go fuck off. But that's not what you're asking. That's not why you're DMing people. Like, I know y'all in the chat. That's not what you're doing. So, if you have something to say, like, say it.
And here's the thing, you can ask, like, some of the folks in this chat right now, we follow each other on Instagram. It may take me days because I don't realize, like, there's a few of y'all, like, I don't realize that because Instagram did some weird thing with how the chat works. So there's like primary and general, where I used to just have like one thing. Because I do that, I don't always see that I have a message for you. So it could be days and I'm like, oh my God, I fucking didn't do this. Like, I'm so sorry. But I will message back, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like, oh, I'm trying to have like 1,000 followers on Instagram. No, it's literally because I would not be here if it weren't for you guys. Like, you guys make up my channel. I would not be at like 1.21 subscribers if it weren't for you guys subscribing to my channel, if it weren't for you guys liking and sharing and doing all the shit that you do. So of course, especially right now while I'm unemployed, I'm going to talk to you, like, and I'm going to talk to you when I'm employed. It just may be like in a week's gap, like one day I sit there and I'm like, da, 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 da. But I don't think that it's important to have more followers than I'm following. That's weird shit, and I don't have time for it. But
and I would say, like, if anybody is here is doing YouTube videos or just like pictures or posts on Instagram, if you have ideas for collabs, like if you have an idea and you feel like you have a person you want to reach out to collab on, like, go for it. It's good to have an idea, but like I say that like from my perspective, and just like both as somebody who has done that. Oh, good night, Kelly, who has done that, and also who has like had that done to me. Like it's good to have a solid idea, but then once you have that idea, ask the person. So
yes, because like, for instance, like, T is so intelligent and I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent until I'm live, and then like, I'm stupid. I don't know what I was saying. What are the words? What words are we using? But like, I'm like, are we using like English words or are we using like English words? But it's like, I had to start realizing, because if I hadn't just asked people, if I hadn't just started saying like, hey, could we do like a collaboration? Because in my collaborations, I tend to like to do lives, and it's just because it doesn't require as much work on the other person. That's one of the reasons I like it. Because if I ask somebody to do a collaboration on a live, it doesn't require, like, if I were like, oh, T, let's do this thing where we talk about like Black people in fucking horror movies. All right, let's do this together. It's easier because she can like gather information. I can gather information. We can kind of go back and forth on the information that we have, but it doesn't require her to sit down, like, get ready, sit down, record a video, coordinate when we're going to upload, and like all that. Like, that's one of the reasons why I like to do live collaborations, because it doesn't require all of this coordination. You are not a moron. If you're a moron.
But neither are you. Neither are you, okay? As you were talking shit about yourself over there, I'm like, you just need to shut up, girl. Like,
okay, look, I can kind of do eyeshadow. All right, I'll admit to that. I'll admit to it. I can kind of do it. I don't, like, honestly, if you see the pictures of, like, right now, it looks like hot garbage. But if you see the pictures of it, it looks glorious, because I just looked at the pictures of it just a second ago. I was like, damn, I had some talent for a second.
Literally no one here is calling your look hot garbage. No one here is doing that. So let's not do it to yourself, because I think you look great.
Like, there are my areas where there are areas where I'm like, I'm the best. And there are other areas where I'm like, like, when I'm putting shit together, I'm like, I'm best. When I'm answering questions from my mom, I'm the best. Looking at my makeup look, I'm like, I mean, it's all right. But like, when I look at it in photos, I'm going to send it to you, Marco Polo. When I look at it in photos, you're going to be like, oh, snap, crackle, and pop, because it looks amazing. Like, when I photographed it, it looks great. Like, you can even see like the green, like there's actually green highlighter right here.
I think it looks great right now. Also, I see some live, perhaps, collaborations happening in the chat.
Oh, Tracy, thank you. Because see, here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all my deep embedded secret of foundation. Stop using so damn much. Like, listen, even when I do like a whole pump, I still don't use the whole pump. I swear we are layering too much shit on our faces. And then we put on a concealer. We're like, this concealer is chunky. I'm like, or you have on way too much foundation already. You've slicked out, like you put a good paint, a grease layer, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna put concealer on. No, we just honestly we have to be careful with like how much we're putting on. And that's all. That's all. Like stop putting on all of the don't put all the foundation on your face. Like make it last. How long? Like what is it? Whatever its expiration date is, make it last that long. Like if it says it's got 12 months, make it last 12 months, not 3. What the fuck are you doing? Like 12 months because you shouldn't be like, no, stop it.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with Alex. Own that shit, Audra. Also, welcome back, Britt Clark. Yes, we're still on because we are long streaming bitches. And then a dissonant seven said, my problem is that I want to do collabs before I've even started my own channel. But here's the thing. Okay, so sincerely, Alex, who's in the chat, she and I became friends because of Half Cousins podcast. She has an Instagram account. We've done multiple live streams on my channel because she's had good fucking ideas. And a live stream is something that's and a live stream.
You're absolutely stunning at every turn. Alex just sitting here being stunning on accident, just going like, and then she tries to sit there. This is what pisses me off about Alex is that she tries to fucking sit there like she didn't just like blow us the fuck out of the water with like a straight orange eye, like and a moon. Like I'm like,
that liner. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And she just acted like she's like, yeah, and then like da da da. I'm like, is she serious? Is she seriously sitting here like she didn't do this? What the fuck? And I'm like getting mad. I'm like legitimately starting to get mad. I'm like, this bitch on here, she's like sitting here next to Emily. And she's acting like she didn't. Is she gonna have details? And then I go to her Instagram. Are there details? No, there's not motherfucking details. That's why you need a channel. I'm so tired of your. Oh my god.
But also, okay, I want to second what Bethany said earlier that we all have crushes on everyone in this chat.
We do.
You have done that on some live streams. I remember you did that purpley eye with like the blue duochrome in the center of your lid, and you're like, whatever. I just slapped it on, and I'm over here like, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You look beautiful.
You know what's weird? I don't know where that palette is. It's gone. Like I don't know where it went. Like, I was using it and I'm like, I don't know.
You organized too much.
I did. It's fucking gone. Like I'm like, oh no.
And Diana says she saw me on Half Cousins before I had a channel. And Half Cousins and like Lacey Georgia and then Teresa is Dead are all what finally inspired me to make a channel. And that's why I'm like, if you can stand editing at all, I say make a channel. If you have the inkling and you have like a wherewithal to do any editing, try it. I'm not saying you're gonna make any money, but do it. Why not?
Obviously, sometimes I'm like dead ass tired editing, and you can tell because like there's like I think there's a video where like there's literally just like the background for like a good 45 seconds. Like I didn't edit it out because I was like I thought I did. And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to go fucking re-upload the video. People are already watching it. Like I can't do anything now. Oh my God.
I love the comment. Also, I love the comment from Pollyanna. No lie. I started my YouTube channel because I wanted to rekindle the crush in myself. Yes. Hell yes. I love that.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, like, that whole thing came to me because I had that video was several months in the making because I had constantly been like getting annoyed because I would go and I would see in comments like people would be like, oh, you should get PR. Like I hate that big creators get PR. I'm like, listen, if you owned a business, you wouldn't. Like if you own that shit, you wouldn't. Like we want it to be this way, and I would love it to be that way because I'm a tiny creator. But like what reach do I have to make them money? That's changing, but still, I'm just saying, like, I don't make enough of a reach. I do have I have a lot of love for my goofy ass self. I don't have a lot of love for my artistry self on my makeup. Like, I have a lot of love for like my editing, my comedy. I have a lot of love there, but I don't have a lot of love for my like I create, because I like to make weird, like if I do stuff, I like to make weird shit. Like that's what it is. I'm like,
weird shit is where it's at.
like I want to make a weird fucking star like design and be like, this is my
you see me, I have different color eyeshadow on each eye, and then like a different color in the inner corner, or it's blown out in blush drapey ways. Like, weird is where it's at.
Fun fact, dissonance. I don't actually hear my voice that long while I edit. Because here's the thing. If you get into, like for me, I got into a filming groove, so I know how I do things. And like, nothing is edited, like nothing is scripted. Like I don't have anything scripted. I may have notes, but nothing's scripted. So I know how I talk and I know like my mannerisms, right? So I'll be like, and then da da da. And I know that like that's a move that I make in real life. Like all of the things that I do, it's shit that I actually do. Like I do that in real life. Like I'll be like,
But to yours, okay, I have to stop you right there, and I keep cutting you off. But how long did it take you to get into your editing groove?
It was pretty quick because.
So you're a special person. I want to be honest on the other side of it. I've been doing this for, it's been a year. It's been a little bit more than a year. It was March of last year when I started. Editing is still pain. Editing is still a struggle. I do it because, honestly, because because I do like it a little more than I used to, but it's still a struggle. So I think it's a balance. And you have theater background, which I think makes
I do have theater background.
That makes a huge difference.
I'm a theater nerd and I had cheer background. So like I understand like how I'm presenting myself and like how like I just know me as an only child too. Like I know how I behave and I know my mannerisms from like. And so I know that like when I do that stuff, I know exactly how I want to edit that moment. So when I'm going through it, it doesn't take me that long because I'm like, oh, I'm doing that thing. There's a pan and zoom. I'm doing that thing. Bring in and close. Oh, I'm doing this thing. Move it to this side. Like, I'm being co-conspirator. Move it to this side. Like, it's just stuff where I know, like I know myself very well.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how to edit most of my stuff. And it's weird. I guess it is. I took film and all of that, and I'm a theater kid, so all that changes it.
But I also wanted to say, so Bethany commented, I was terrified to talk on Instagram stories today. I was talking to Emily about it. So the Instagram stories is a great place to practice. I feel like I had to do more talky Instagram stories. Even if I wasn't showing my face, sometimes if I got a new, like Alex does this, she'll like do her hauls on Instagram stories. So even if I wasn't showing my face, rather than just writing the text, I would be like, oh, so today I got this new eye cream and, and then I got a new lip balm. And so I'd be talking to the camera, showing the product. And at least then you're doing some little video clips and you get used to hearing yourself for sure.
Yeah, you do. And like, like that's another spot where like dumb shit like Marco Polo comes in. Marco Polo people, go back and watch your Marcos. It doesn't matter what it is you're talking about. Get used to hearing you. You're gonna have to, because like if you're gonna edit, you absolutely have to get used to hearing your voice. I know I sound like a monster. Like I know it. Like to me, like that's what I sound like. But everybody thinks they sound like a monster, except for Trump. But like everybody thinks they sound like a monster. And threw that in there. I apologize. No, I don't. Take it. Sorry, not sorry. But like most of us who are normal humans hear ourselves and we don't like it. It's one of the reasons why we were all so thankful when voicemail just like let the robot take over. Like we were all glad. We're like, yay, robot. And none of us, like, who has an actual voicemail phone now? Like legit, who's like, hi, you've reached Audra. Thank you for calling. Like, no, it's like, hello. You have reached the voicemail box up. Hey, what? Like that's where we've all left it. We've left it to that.
Also, good night yoga with Mo, and Pollyanna had a good question. If anybody in here has a YouTube channel and or an Instagram that they want to leave, like either you can say, "Hey, I have a channel," or leave your Instagram handle so we can all follow each other.
Yeah.
And then, so Thorn at Dissonant 7 said, "My other problem is wondering if the people who came will come from makeup are going to be surprised when I talk about not makeup. Your channel." Okay, this is my take on this. Your channel is yourself. From the
Yes.
beginning, make your channel yourself.
Yes.
Make it like, hey, this is who I am. Like today's a makeup video. I also talk about this bullshit and that thing, and just like try to sprinkle it in. It'll be hard at first because you're going to be uncomfortable and getting used to filming and getting used to talking to a camera, but like just from the beginning, just be like, this channel is me. If you are interested in me or you like me, great, stick around, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever bullshit. If you're not feeling it, bye. And that I know is a huge thing as well for Thor.
And listen, here's the thing. I had to start realizing, like, for instance, my Terror Tuesday is probably like the lowest performing shit on my channel. But I love it. I love it. I enjoy it. It's a good time for me. It's Tuesday. I also know that I'm bolstered by 2 lives in the week. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have Wednesday and Thursday. So I know I'm bolstered by that. So they kind of anchor, like my Monday video does fairly well. And then my Terror Tuesday isn't super awesome. I like talking about horror. I like talking about horror movies. There's like a reason I have Vincent Price and freaking It and Willow, which nobody can see right now because of how I have the lights positioned. But that's Willow from Buffy. That's a Funko Pop. But there's a reason that I allow that, because I'm like, well, I have other things that can bolster it. And if I just keep, like, it's like TV, right? TV, like, will put shows between each other, being like, okay, we're going to follow up these well-known shows, and then we're going to like dump this new show in, and hopefully people will stay for it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't work out, it'll be something that I just continue to do on my Patreon, and we hang out on Patreon doing Terror Tuesdays, and I just fill Tuesday with something that everybody wants to watch. But like a big part of it is being able to do what you want. I can't sit here and act like I'm always going to want to talk about makeup, because that's not realistic for me. I'm sorry. I did yawn. I apologize.
Oh, but I love what T just said. Valuing only the people who value you is the most freeing thing. As a YouTuber, I mean, really, not being guided by numbers yields the best of you.
Yes. Exactly. And that's where I am. Like, here's the thing, and I've said this multiple times. I could get a lot further and I could have gotten a lot further if I was spending my money on every new release that came out and doing my reviews and doing, like, I could have gotten a lot further. And it's no shade to anyone who did. Zero shade to them. But I realized that wasn't me, because I also started thinking about my future. And you can, like, Em and Kara can attest to this. I often talk about, like, well, you got to think about it in the terms of if this. So I had to think about it in the terms of, okay, well, let's say I get to 100,000 subscribers and I don't want to keep buying new shit. I've done it for too long. Like, I've bought new shit for too long. I have done I'm buying the newest, greatest, shiniest thing, which is one of the reasons why I think when, like, even T talking about the big YouTubers experience a decline, that's one of the reasons. Because people aren't always going to be able to afford the newest, shiniest, biggest thing. And then also, sometimes people just want their basic bitch stuff, and they want you to go back to basic bitch stuff. They're like, okay, well, I know there's new stuff coming out, but I'm not that interested in it. Like, what about this basic bitch shit? So I knew that I could paint myself into a corner if I continued on a path of, like, this is all the new makeup. Will I buy this? And will I do that? And will I buy it? Yes. But I'm also not making it like a constant thing, because I always don't know. And I like that we have, like, a group new makeup releases, as opposed to me doing it because if I had to do it, like, at the end of the month, I'd just be like, I hate everything. Fuck you.
Like, whereas, like, I almost think the other thing about not focusing on new releases is that when you hit 100,000, I know we're saying not everyone's getting PR, whatever. At 100,000, you're probably going to be getting a little bit of PR. So guess what? You can talk about new releases if you want to talk about them. Because guess what? You don't have to buy them. They're showing up at your house. They're showing up at your P.O. box. So if you don't build your channel on new releases, but like for me, I'm trying, like I do buy, but I buy more indie than I buy mainstream. I wish I was one of those people that I was like, I love every eyeshadow that comes on the market and I want to buy and review them all. I don't though. I love my single shadows and I love talking about them. And
I almost died.
Yes. Yes. I'm not a horror person, but I love your Terror Tuesdays. But like,
I'm like dead ass laughing. She's like watching me reenact. Like that's all I can think of. It's like me doing that.
Yeah. Oh, T has more good advice. She hit 100K less than a year ago. I've by no means made it, but I'm also trying to find my place. But I do know that guessing what people want to see does not work for me.
It does not. Because like you can, and because that's the thing, because you can do a Tati maneuver, right? You can go look at what's fucking trending and be like, I'm going to do an Amazon haul and completely avoid the actual news of what's happening. And then you look like a jackass, right? So those are your options. And that's what she did. She didn't do like the follow-up. She could have. She has people. I don't know what she was doing. But the point is, you can do that. But like, here's the thing. If I focus so much on like people wanting to see, be like, oh, well, I want to see the new release. Okay, well, first of all, bitch, I ain't made of money. Like, even when I was working, I wasn't made of money. I can't afford to buy all this shit every time it comes out.
Yeah.
Most of us can't. Most of us in this like small YouTube realm, we literally cannot fucking afford to buy every new release that comes. We can't. No. And it's very upsetting because we're literally having to juggle. Like I talked to Britt, I've talked to you, Emily, I've talked to Kara.
Yeah.
We're all having to juggle and be like, okay, well, which thing should I get that's going to have the most impact? Because like, I don't want to piss people off, but I want to have something that does well. And it's like a whole juggling act. That's a lot. It actually is a lot. And for us to not, most of us don't have sponsors. And if we do, they're few and far between. Most of us are not getting PR. We're buying this makeup with our own fucking money. So all of that put in, it's a lot of pressure. And we're like,
and here's the other thing. Here's the thing I learned even really pretty early in my career is that even if, okay, there have been releases, let's say especially in the last like 4 months, that I knew I wanted them. I wanted them no matter what. I wanted them for outside reasons because. But I also thought, fuck yeah, I'm going to do videos about these on my YouTube channel. Yes, I will do like a first impression, like go through everything. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I got really frustrated when, because of this wasn't even because of what's going on in the world right now, because of other issues, I got shit later than a lot of other people. Yes. Like I got my packages later. So I would see review after, or first impression after, like video after video after video go up within my community. And I was like, okay, remember, you are never going to have the first video. You're not going to have it, especially if you are a regular consumer that's not getting PR before the launch. You're not going to have the first video. So is having a video about this product up like at the release going to be good? Are you going to get some views? Sure. Is it worth freaking the fuck out, like stressing your own self over it because UPS has decided to hold it for a day? No, it's not. So like if you want it, buy it, but don't buy it thinking I'll review it and I'll probably like it as well. Buy it because you want it and then think about reviewing it.
What? Bitch, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I say, I'm very upset. Let me look. Which one is it? Because they have a couple.
Oh, and Bethany, thank you. It's one of the ones they released kind of recently. I think I saw it in passing. That was the other thing I was going to say. My get ready with me's. A lot of times my get ready with me's are like where I can kind of talk about where I'm at mentally, what I'm going through, and they're not my most watched videos. But making them, the process of filming them is usually a really cathartic thing, whether I like it or not. Whether I'm happy about it in the moment or not, it usually is. So I've just tried to like embrace, like, for now, I want to make those and I want to put them up, because also it's helped. I feel like I have connected with some of my audience because of them. And otherwise it's just a way for me to like say, okay, on this day, on this month, and this year, this is where I was at. And I happen to be putting some sparkly ass colorful makeup on my face while I'm talking about it. Oh.
Yeah. Good news is I don't have that, so we're good. Oh my gosh. Avery has finished her wash.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I very much do what I want to do and what I enjoy doing. Some of them, and like she said, some of them hit, some of them don't.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly didn't expect my, you know, how not to date a POC to like do well at all. And then I was surprised to see that people were like, oh my God, is this still happening? I'm like, oh my God, where do you guys come from? Like, I have that happen a lot. There are videos where I think like everybody's going to watch this and nobody watches it. And then there's ones where I'm like, oh, fuck. Like my PR video, and I've told Emily this and I've told Kara this. I quite literally put that up. I was pretty drunk. All right. I had finished editing. Like, if I'm going to be honest, I had finished editing and I was like, something had annoyed me. And I feel like I feel like I had looked at my views or something. I was like, rah. And so I'm sitting here drunk and annoyed and angry. And I was like getting everything together for it to go up that Friday. And when I did, I normally upload it in the afternoons. And then it like stuck on like, I think it was 9 a.m. And I was like, man, maybe I'll fucking leave it to get its 50 views. I could always get it. Click, went to bed, got up, went to work, was doing my thing. Around, I don't know, 9:30, 9:45, my phone starts blowing the fuck up. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening with this phone. I'm not paying attention because I'm like, I'm not going to look at it. I'm busy. I have all this logistics shit to do. So I'm just doing all that. I did, Tracy. I'm going to look it up. And I'm just like going off, doing my little thing. And it just keeps going and going. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And like, I started getting annoyed because I'm like, what the fuck is going on my phone? When I tell you that I was like, like the whole thing was surreal. And I'm like, and it's like, Spooky Lips and Fat Hips shared your video. I'm like, she what? Like, there was a whole lot of like, what the actual fuck is happening? So it was like nuts to me because I literally had no intention. Like, I was just annoyed by that. And you're right. Like, I was honestly annoyed when I put that out. I was like, huh, it's fucking finished. It's about a goddamn time. I'm gonna let like the fucking 5 people, the 50 people who watch it. Nah. And then it blew up on me. Yeah. Still not my most watched video, by the way. It's a Lume.
I was just looking at that. I was like, it's about tied with your heel video though. Your PR video and your heel video. I was just looking at mine, and like my swatching all my JD Glow shadows is like one of my top viewed ones. And I was like, I was pretty proud of that video when I made it, just because I think it was one of my first like just swatch overhead style videos. Yeah. And it was one of those that like kind of like how Kara was kind of tortured with her most recent video she was editing, like just like too much work. It was that way for me. And I'm looking and I'm like, huh, you're pretty high up on that list for like being a swatch video. That's cool. Yes, I want to see your SPF video. That's so, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, ashiness is a big thing. I just got like, you guys, I got like my last Ipsy Glam super duper fucking fuck me box. And I'm like super duper fuck me box. I just got that. And so I have like a sunscreen in it. I'm going to try that. And then that's, I mean, you know, I have some cool shit in there. I'm kind of impressed. I got a cool palette. I got a Dominant Cosmetic palette that I've been eyeballing. And I got it, and I was like, oh, shit.
I thought that was really cool, because I remember you mentioning that you were like, I'm kind of looking at this palette, and then it was like, oh, there it is.
Britt, you know what? I'm going to get the fuck off of here, because, like, I have to pee again.
Yeah, and it's been like over 3 hours, almost 3.5 hours.
We're at 3.5 hours. I have got to let you guys be free. And most of all, I've got to let my bladder be free. And I just really honestly, I want to thank you guys so much because like live is a funny thing where I can't predict what's going to happen. Like you guys making me cry. Thank you. But like, I can't predict what's going to happen. And it's amazing that you guys are so awesome. I think let's see, last time I looked, I'm like 37 hours away from my watch time. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I feel like it's just going to like keep creeping and creeping. But I'm so
it's going to be tonight. You're good. You're going to be, you won't know right away, but I think you're there, in my opinion.
But like, I just really want to thank you guys for everything that you do. I want to thank all of my patrons, some of whom are still in here right now. I love doing this. Honestly, it's so fun. I love being able to do the behind the scenes. I want to thank all the creators that I chat to on the regular because y'all are fucking amazing. I would have made it this far. Y'all, just in case y'all were wondering, Kara, and Britt are actually like amazing looking without makeup. Just in case you're wondering, like without makeup, they're just still glorious people. They're still amazing people. So if you're wondering, I see the regulars.
Someone in the chat mentioned there'd be a great place to share Instagram handles. I just made a community post on my channel that's like you can leave your Instagram, or if you're a YouTuber, leave it there. I may throw a link in the chat or in the maybe I can do it in the chat right now, so that y'all can click through, but it'll be up there. It's not going to go anywhere. So if you want to go through and look at the leave your own and all of that stuff, that is what it's going to be there for. And we can all follow each other.
Poliana, you know what? When I have a job, I'm going to be my patron too. Seriously. I'm like, I had a job. Who lost a job? Got a new job. Anyways. But honestly, I want to thank you guys, every single one of you. We will be on Emily's channel next week, and it's your turn to make Emily cry because like I'm done crying. So
and I'm just gonna say, if anybody has themes that you want us to talk about in these chats, you can always leave it in the comments afterwards, or if you're a patron, leave it in Patreon, DM us on Twitter and Instagram, because who knows what we're going to talk about next.
Yes, we're doing this 5 for 5. It originally started as just like 5 beauty items, but really it's like anything we really want to chat about in the beauty sphere, not in the beauty sphere. Like, let's hang out. Emily?
And Britt, yes, message me. Or find me on Marco Polo. Wait, what?
I think I might be able to put us all in a group and then I can leave the group. So I'll do that. All right, guys.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Make sure to like the stream if you haven't already. Good night.
Oh my God. Spicy ramen is killing me.